Hello. Okay, good. I actually have things set up properly. Dude, it fucking sucks. It's actually really, really annoying to come back after not doing this for a while. I need to stop taking excessive breaks, because, like, oh, fuck, dude. It just, like, even more so than normal, it, like, gives me a fucking adrenaline spike just thinking about the idea of streaming. It's a bit of a problem. Alright, let me actually remember to announce in places. I said I was going to. I think, like, both of the past two streams, I was like, did I send out all my announcements? Did I do everything correctly? And the answer is just no. Despite talking about it and mentioning it at the start of the stream, I somehow still managed to not hit the enter key in the places I'm supposed to announce things. Okay. I think I'm actually good now. I think for once, I've actually done what I was supposed to at the start of the stream. I got music prepared and everything, too. We're gonna be listening to full Minecraft OST 1.17 updated. It's probably gonna be really bad, because it's... the fucking Minecraft OST has, like, I don't know, a lot of ambience that's... I mean, look, I'm not gonna be that guy. I listen to ambient music from time to time. I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, ambient music isn't real music or anything. But it's certainly like if you're... I don't know, it's hard to say whether it's like the best backing music for something like this or the worst, because I feel like in most cases I'm not even gonna be able to fucking hear it while I'm talking. This is a really good start so far. Okay, fucking chill out, Will. The adrenaline rush is still flowing through my veins. Alright. Streams suck, dude. I understand why I didn't do this for like a couple of weeks. Like, genuinely, that's part of the reason, is, like, the past couple of times I streamed, it was starting to get to me again. I was just like, well, fuck it, dude. Like, if I'm gonna be in a situation where I end a stream and I just feel bad afterwards, why the fuck am I even gonna start the stream? So that leads to me, not starting a stream for, like, I don't know. It's been over 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure, at this point. Can't believe that worked. That was a really, really shallow angle. But okay. Let's get into it. I might need to adjust the volume, because, like, I genuinely can't fucking hear the Minecraft music at all, unless I stay completely silent. It should be, like... Okay, it's building up. That's maybe another problem. That's maybe another problem with picking the Minecraft OST, is, like, it's not particularly, I don't know, I think it's, like, intentional aesthetic. It's a choice. It's not a mistake that, like, a lot of the music is mastered at wildly different volumes. This is great, dude. This is going really well. I mean, that was, like, my biggest problem, right? The last time I streamed this is that I had, like, a lot of actually decent runs that could have been sub 20, but I just, like, reset in Dreamworld over and over again. Let's try and prevent that. Dude, I'm fucking behind 6 seconds, 6 whole seconds. What a disaster. There you go, I can see the time. It's flowing away. Yeah, thank you! Thank you. I saw that you did a run earlier today, right? Or a stream, I mean. Did you get any PBs? I didn't check into the Discord after I saw. Dude, so many people, like, you included, by the way. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to get a goddamn break in this world? There's too many talented people that have started running this game. It's like I thought I could just show up and, like, flex a little bit and be like, look at me, I got a sub 20 time, but because I barely fucking stream, I just, I don't get anything done. Everyone else is leaving me in the dust. I still want to do races at some point, but I would definitely feel a little bit more comfortable doing races if I could get at least a sub 20. It's like fucking Moose and Hark have just, like, shredded the leaderboards, and I'm just like, god damn, dude, this is not the competition I signed up for. I thought it was gonna be easy pickings. This isn't fair. The fucking documentary led me astray. Nah, dude, you got some PBs, some back-to-back PBs for like a couple of days, I saw. Might be misremembering, but you got a few good ones for sure. More consistent than me, at least. Though that's not really saying much, sorry. I did a little bit of practice before hitting go live, but overhill, underhill is where I stopped. I always do. What the fuck am I doing? I'm just climbing the rope all the way to the top. I always do like at least one little practice run just to feel the movement out a little bit, but like I genuinely have not practiced at all since my last stream, which like is probably not a good sign for the later levels. Like, inside info has me sweating a little bit, and, fuck, dude, I don't want to think about Cloud's Burst. I've still yet to successfully even, like, remotely get close to a decent Cloud's Burst. But hopefully this is the one. You never know, gamers. This could be the one. If I can, my practice ended, not even at the fucking bean jump, dude. My practice ended at, this right here. Oh! Okay, back up. Yeah! Let's go, Bilbo! Oh, you never fucking die into that cutscene. This is what you come for. 100% skill, no luck. No overconfidence edition. That's what I'm talking about, baby! Oh shit, he's actually done it. This is looking up. This is looking pretty good. We'll see how it continues, but it's certainly better than my usual. My average is not so great. Not a bad overhill underhill. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one. But we'll see. You know? It doesn't take much for it to all come crashing down. My fucking minecart level, whatever, Riddles in the Deep, I think. My minecart level is really bad just because I never fucking do it. Like, I never get there. I still like tree level. Like, in my heart of hearts, I can't make myself say that I hate tree level just because it's so fun. But I am pretty bad at it also. Alright, here we go. Blind jump edition, because I still haven't actually memorized what the routing or movement is supposed to look like there. I just kind of flounder around. Nice, dude. Off to a good start. At least I didn't get cock-blocked by the bat. Okay, please don't die. Like, that would be devastating. Okay, I'm gonna be, like, extra careful about fall damage here, because I'm scared. Very scared. Oh, come on, Bilbo. Look, I know that was, like, definitely on me. Oh, dude, I fucking hate it when you don't just nail it first try. It's so annoying. Just don't die, dude. Okay, I'm fucking running away. This is actually, This is an intended strategy I like to do from time to time. It's RNG manipulation for later in the run. One of the most heavily RNG based speedruns out there, honestly. Not many people know this, but yeah, no. Turns out that Shockster is actually not good at gaming whatsoever. It's just an entirely luck dependent speedrun, so all of the slanderous documentaries you may have seen, forget that you ever saw them. Okay. We're making it back. Okay, good. We're making it back. I'm gonna do the level again, though I'm not sure if I want to continue this. Hey, what's up, Nitra? I assume you're the Nitra from my own Discord. How's it going? Thanks for actually checking it out. You know, I mean, look, I haven't streamed. Nice, dude. I'm just resetting. I shouldn't. I should get practice on this level. I haven't I haven't streamed that much since the release of Bounty Below, but it's kind of comforting. Like, I've talked about this in the past, but I still find it comforting that not too many people have shown up from the Discord, because, like, I don't know, dude. Be a bit too stressful for me if I all of a sudden jumped up in viewership. I'm fine chilling at the the 0 average. It's comfy. Dude, freak off. Why are they so aggressive today? Never lucky, dude. I'm telling you. Most people don't want you to know this because, like, who wants to hear that the speedrun is entirely luck-based? But it's true. Like, I hate to break it to the world, but I would say this is probably one of the least skill-dependent speedruns I've ever done. Coming from the guy who speedran Minecraft. Dude, what the fuck is happening to Minecraft? I haven't checked in on the speedruns since I stopped actively doing them, but there was, like, a huge resurgence around the time when I was doing it. But, I'm curious. I'm curious what the Cave and Cliffs update has done to the community. Because I have to imagine... Well, let me think about it. Does it actually change that much? I don't think it would. I think that you could still do most of the strats that you could in the old version. What the fuck am I doing? Yeah, just sit... Oh, dude, nice! Just warp to the top of the pillar. That's a new one. Yeah, no, everyone knows about Dream. I shit on him enough out of context that I don't need to shit on him in context, but if you'd like, I just don't respect Dream in any regard whatsoever, aside from the cheating. I guess including the cheating. Let's not ignore the cheating, but he just seems like kind of a shithead, so it's not really surprising that he would cheat. But yeah, I don't know. Minecraft sucks to speedrun. What the fuck is going on? Did I hit that? Did I actually hit that sign? I guess I did, because I'm going in a fucking circle here. I'm so good at this section, dude. People are gonna have to start paying for lessons from me. I don't even know why I continued this, because all this has done is made me reset my fucking game client after this. It's so fucking dumb that that's a thing you have to do in this game. But you know what? It's what we have to live with. What do you just long jump up here, right? I never fucking figured out where the actual place to do that is. Well, at least I get to have fun, right? At least I get to play a little bit of my favorite level. Okay. Flawless gameplay. Dude, where do I even do this? It's like right here, isn't it? Oops. Yeah, kinda. I should know this. I should know where I'm supposed to do the slope boost. Oh, nice, dude. Okay. It's like right here. I think I did it. I just had like a really bad angle. Okay. Let's chill on this. Let's actually figure out what I'm supposed to do here before I reset. I'm probably not going to be live tomorrow, but I love that enthusiasm and confidence that I would be. My fucking VODs are completely goddamn empty because I haven't streamed in 2 weeks. Dude, where is it? Is it this one? Is it the left side? This is what I get for not actually doing, like, real practice. It was the left side. I just kind of forget what I'm supposed to do after not having played this game for 2 weeks. He's slick with it, though. Didn't even have to do the long jump there. Can he get this long jump? Nope. Never happening. Absolutely not. All right. I do have things, somewhat interesting things to talk about after not having streamed for like a couple of weeks. I hate this one, dude. I do not know what angle you're supposed to hold or where you're supposed to initiate the jump. Alright. Well, that's that. I'm not gonna practice that. How do I still have time to save on this split? I guess it is a kind of long split, but... And of course, it didn't reset. There you go. You gotta be wary about that. The auto timer keeps you on your toes. You can never be too sure if you're actually starting a run or if you're wasting your time. Oh, fuck. Speaking of wasting my time, I forgot I have to reset the game. That would have been fun. Alright, so what have I been doing? Look, now that we've cooled down a little bit, what have I been up to in these past 2 weeks? A decent bit of engine work, although that's like the least fun thing to do and also to talk about. Like, no one needs to hear me complain about how OpenGL is like one of the most frustrating things to learn, because like the resources that are out there are not very good, including like anything. Like, OpenGL is fucking weird. Like, the more you look into OpenGL, the less I fucking get it. Like, OpenGL is not an actual library, but it's like an outline. And the idea behind it, I think, is that by just like having a rough outline of how the code is supposed to work, that allows other people to like make their own libraries for whatever fucking languages they want to. But it definitely isn't the nicest thing to learn as a result of that, because there's very, very bad documentation for it. I mean, maybe I just don't know where to look for the resources. There might be like incredible resources out there that I'm not using, but I'm trying to stick with C# because I fucking hate working in C++. Like, I know C++, I can use C++ if I have to, but like, it's cumbersome. Especially doing Unity for years, it's like, I'm so fucking used to the garbage collected nature of C#. And there was just, like, not having to worry about fucking header files. Which is like, I don't know, it's like it's not, like, it's not the biggest complaint you could put towards C++. I mean, if I was gonna do some actual complaining about C++, it would be about the fact that it's like an extremely bloated language at this point, with like tons of fucking pit holes you can fall into to like functions and class structures that have been implemented years ago and completely more or less deprecated because they're not supported. But anyways, that's enough about actual programming complaints. What the fuck am I doing wrong here? It's been annoying. It's definitely been annoying trying to get any sort of, like, headway with OpenGL. I just needed to get that once there, but there's no way I'm keeping that. I'm making progress, you know. I'm drawing shapes on the screen, I'm coloring them, I'm trying to learn shaders right now because I never actually learned how to do shaders in Unity, and I'd like to be able to use shaders because they seem fun. And, like, especially when you're not a very good artist like me, it seems like a fairly cheap way to get cool-looking effects. Like, it's like the equivalent of... It's literally, like, exactly what I did with my stream overlay and everything. Is, like, I could never actually do the art that would look like my stream overlay, but I can definitely fucking copy some JPEGs of trees and fuck around with it in paint.net until it looks cool, right? Trying to fix long jump glitch on Linux? I don't envy you. I don't envy you at all. That sounds like a huge pain in the ass. But, you know, go at it. I knew someone who used Linux in the past, and they would stop at nothing to get things to work on it. Which, I don't know, Linux is fucking weird to me. Like, I have the stats now. After releasing 2 games on Steam, I have the stats on Linux, and I don't know, man. Like, I get why you should always try and release things on all platforms, because, like, you don't want to be contributing to a monopoly, right? Like, Windows is already by far, like, leading the game, especially if you're using a computer to play video games on it. It's hard to compete, but it's also, at the same time, like, completely not fucking worth it to actually spend development time porting things for Linux. Like, the numbers are so small. Like, I mean, I know that, especially me, I don't have the hugest sample size, so, like, you know, maybe you could make a case that because my games are so shit and don't have that many people who have played it, I shouldn't really take those stats into consideration. But I've also heard from other developers with much larger games than I, be like, you know, you're basically just doing it because you believe in it. It's like, unless you're doing it for, like, the moral reasons of wanting to support all platforms, there is no good reason to do it, because you're not going to, like, profit off of the time spent on, like, a Linux or even a Mac release. Like, the Mac is pretty bad. Not quite as bad as Linux, but, like, look, I'll just throw out some vaguely accurate numbers. It's more or less 99% Windows, close to 1% Mac, close to 0.1% Linux. Which, I don't know, maybe if you're selling 1 billion copies, those numbers start to look worthwhile for the time spent on porting to other platforms, but it makes way more sense to port to, like, Switch or something, or just any console, but Switch especially, because Switch is great for indie games. It makes infinitely more sense to port a game to Switch than it does to another PC console. Yeah, I did see the pictures of Sand Village Unexpected Party. It's actually what the director's cut looks like. That's what they intended the game to be played like. Oh man. But anyways, what was I talking about? Fucking OpenGL? Yeah, it sucks ass. Like, I don't know, unless you're going to, like, a school for it, but I don't even know if they, like, teach things like OpenGL in schools. I'm sure they probably do at some schools, but yeah, unless you're, like, actually getting it taught to you, like, teaching yourself something like OpenGL is a huge pain in the ass. Like, normally, I'm, like, super against that mindset because I think that programming in general is, like, very approachable, and, I mean, a lot of people think that, like, programming is just something they couldn't do, which I don't believe that at all. Like, I think everyone could program if they wanted to. I know not a lot of people have any reason to learn how to program, which is fine. Like, you know, I see a lot of, like, it always kind of bugs me that, like, people who are really into math, and, like, I'm someone who's moderately into math, they really want to, because so many people ask, like, why do we learn this in schools? Like, why do I need to know, you know, calculus, if I'm going to be, I was gonna say an accountant, but that you probably would want to know calculus for that. Why am I learning calculus if I mean, look, programming, like, there are some applications for calculus, but, like, in general, you could be a programmer and not have to know shit about calculus, myself included. My calculus knowledge is, like, incredibly limited. But anyways, there's, like, tons of jobs. Why do I need to learn calculus if I'm going to be working a minimum wage job at Amazon for the rest of my life? There's a relatable answer I'm sure people can get behind. And, like, people love to crawl out of the woodworks, and when people are, like, doing maths demonstrations of, like, what the actual applications of certain things are, they always say, like, look, this is why you'll want to learn calculus. But, like, every single time I see someone say that, I'm just like, I get it. You're into math. Like, that's cool and all, but I still agree that the majority of people probably don't need to learn this shit. Like, I'm very for, in education, being able to pick what you actually care about. And I know that's not entirely fair either, because, like, a lot of people have no idea what they want to do. Which is fine. Like, you know, I am thankful that I happened to have a decent idea of what I wanted to do growing up, even though, obviously, it's not working. You know, making games by yourself, especially when they're shitty games, is not very profitable. So, you know, maybe I made a couple of mistakes along my way, but I've always had a good idea that that's what I wanted to do. So it was very easy for me to figure out, like, what skills I actually cared about learning in school and that kind of thing. Dude, why can't I nail this? I think my angle is bad. I think my positioning is fine. I think I need to have a little bit more of a sliver here. Maybe a little bit less of a sliver here. Let's try less of a sliver. Almost not visible. How about that? Okay, that worked better. Let's lean in on that. But yeah, I don't know. I certainly get the argument that, like, people aren't going to know what they want to do, especially in, like, high school. Like, most people don't know what they want to do in college. So I see the argument against, like, letting people decide what they actually want to learn, like, more freely in high school, for example. But I don't know. I'm for it. I would certainly have enjoyed school more if I could have just been like, I don't really give a shit about social studies, history, English. Like, I know enough English. I know enough English to stutter my way through a, you know, constant stream of dialogue while while live broadcasting. So if I can do that, I think that maybe I didn't need to spend all that wasted time reading To Kill a Mockingbird. But hey, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe people are. I think in general, though, like, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, or trying to, but I think in general most people do kind of lean towards the argument of letting people decide what they want to learn in school. Although, I mean, that's not the biggest problem with, like, especially in America, the education system. But I think it's a step in the right direction, at least, to at least let people decide a little bit more freely what they actually care about. And, I mean, you know, there's plenty of time in school, especially if you're focusing on more specific studies like that. There's plenty of time to change your mind along the way. But what was I fucking talking about? How did I get to this from OpenGL? I think I'm done talking about OpenGL. It kind of sucks ass. It's basically like I keep finding myself in dead ends because I'm trying to get things to work, and then they don't work, and then I try and figure out why they're not working, and the resources are just complete ass. So, it's certainly a process. Dude, I fucking can't get Troll Hole reliably here. What's the problem, Bilbo? We need to have a talk? We need to bring you out back? Put you down? I guess so. I feel like this positioning is fine. I feel like this angle is fine. Although I kind of forget what... I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. I have no idea what the actual angle I was looking at before was, but that seems good. I think I was just holding left a little bit. Okay, I'm resetting because I was afraid that the timer didn't restart. I think my problem is I'm holding left a little bit too much before jumping. Need to do it a little bit more quickly. But anyways, yeah, so I've been working on the engine. It's going decently, although, like, it's certainly not the kind of work I enjoy to be doing when working on games. Like, as soon as I get to the point, and I haven't even talked about the fact that I'm trying to make... I'm not decided on, like, 100% what game I'm going to make next, but I've gone back and forth between, like, whether I want to make a JRPG, which is still on the table, or I think I'm leaning more towards making, I don't know. It's kind of a sandbox game, but a sandbox-ish game with online multiplayer. I don't know. Sandbox is a little bit lenient because it's more restrictive than a typical sandbox. But anyways, it's goal-oriented. I have like, I don't even know why I'm explaining the game that I haven't even really started work on, but Yeah, because I'm trying to get online to work as well, and I've never done network code at all in the past. Like, both learning OpenGL and, like, good practice for network code at the same time is, like, actual literal hell. They kind of get in the way of each other and make me completely lost as to what I'm doing. Network code especially is, like, so fucking messy, and you got things on asynchronous calls, and, like, you're doing that with OpenGL as well. It's a goddamn travesty what I'm living with here. But progress is happening. There you go. Calming Minecraft music to calm the nerves. The Minecraft music has been fine, actually. I thought it was going to be a complete train wreck, but it's, you know, it's serving its job well. It pops in every now and then to say hi, and then it slowly decreases in volume until nobody can hear it anymore. This is the perfect musical backtrack for this kind of stream, I think. I honestly have, like, no fucking clue what music is good for this. I obviously have to use a game soundtrack because I'm gonna put it on YouTube, and I don't want to get the DMCA on my back. But despite having listened and enjoyed a ton of game OSTs in the past, when I'm put in front of the decision to actually pick one, mind goes empty. Riddle's long jump is impossible with long jump glitch. Riddle's long jump. You mean the one where, right after you talk to the dwarf in the cage, you, like, slide along the wall a little bit? I could imagine that might get interrupted. Yes? Okay. Yeah, I seriously, like, I had some issues with long jump glitch, and then I, like, arranged my stream setup a little bit to try and get rid of them as much as possible. I still feel like my long jumps are shorter. Like, I don't fully get on the Bilbo completely stops glitch, but I do feel like my long jumps are just in general shorter when I'm streaming than when I'm practicing off stream, which I've done like twice. Yeah, completely stopping is ass. I've had it a few times, but thankfully I fixed it, so it's only happened like once or twice in an actual run, but hasn't really mattered because it was like at the very start in the departure. But yeah, it is I don't envy it. It's not a fun thing to try and fix. I mean, I assume it just has to involve messing with CPU timing, and I don't even know what options DxWind gives for that kind of thing. I just kind of used mKarma's default setup for the most part. So, seems tedious to get it to work out correctly. I mean, just getting old games to function at all is a complete mystery. Like, there was a certain threshold where games started caring about being backwards compatible, and that was not in 2005 or whenever this was released. PC development had a long way to go. But I do feel like fucking... Look, am I gonna pivot from talking about my game development to the stagnation of AAA games in general? I might. It's something I've been thinking about a little bit. Like, the Game Awards... I mean, look, you could say what you want about the Game Awards. Mostly that they're kind of just a popularity contest, and indie games don't really matter in them. Like, I don't know. I didn't watch too much of the Game Awards. There is, like, a separate category specifically for indie games, right? To me... Like, I get it. Game Awards were meh, but some games deserve their rewards. Sure. It Takes Two. That was the one that was competing against Psychonauts 2, wasn't it? I literally haven't seen anything from It Takes Two, so I don't know. I've played Psychonauts 2, and I thought it was good, but I also thought it was, I don't know, there's problems with Psychonauts 2 as well. I watched the fairly awkward developers look at the speedrun of the game video that Double Fine released. It's just, I don't know. Double Fine is cool. I think Tim Schafer is a pretty good guy. I mean, you can say what you want about their games and their development process, but, like, I don't know, games are hard to make. Like, I give them a little bit of leeway here and there. The Kickstarter stuff aside and crowdfunding, whatever, you can say what you want about it. I did think the weirdest part about Psychonauts 2's development funding is they were doing the weird service where, like, backers owned, like, a certain portion of Psychonauts 2, but then also, like, Microsoft just ended up publishing it, so I don't actually know what happened to that entire platform or anything to do with that. But it did seem weird in the moment. I definitely was not a backer of Psychonauts 2 when they were doing that crowdfunding thing. But, you know, I played the game. It's good. Like, it's faithful. I think the story was, like, surprisingly better than I ever could have imagined it being. It's like a sequel to Psychonauts 1. I mean, there were some twists and turns I thought were weird at first, but they mostly warmed up to me. I think it's a good game with issues. But hey, you know, I'm gonna call it a AAA game. I know people want to use the term triple I, but, like, by the strictest definition, they have a fucking publisher, so it is a AAA game by my standards. And they're also, like, a decently large company compared to, I mean, even some AAA companies, obviously not like Ubisoft or EA or something like that, but it's a pretty big studio. That game was in every category. That's fair. Why can't I get this, dude? Is it my angle? Is it my dangle that's wrong? Let me just a little bit of a sliver. Maybe I need to hold. I don't fucking know, dude. I think I might just be slashing too early. That's something I do pretty often, so I wouldn't doubt it. But okay. Fucking AAA games, dude. I'm pretty sure the Game Awards had, like, an indie-only category, which is probably a good thing, right? Like, it probably is good that, like, indies have to get some representation in an awards ceremony like that. But goddamn, dude. It's so fucking, like, tone-deaf in the industry, in my eyes, that, like, I know that, like, the majority of people who play video games are people who just play, like, yearly sports releases or yearly Call of Duty releases. Like, I know that is a huge proponent of the market, and, like, I mean, some people, if you ask them about indie games, will be like, I don't fucking know what the hell that is. So, like, I understand why you would want to make it its own category, and, like, maybe indie games haven't reached that level of mass appeal that I believe they have, but, like, I feel like indie games have come far enough that, like, why is it that we aren't seeing indie games flood the nominations? Because IMO, AAA games have become so fucking stagnant. Like, when is the last time you've actually seen a AAA game that's done something incredible and push the definition of what a game is? Like, it just doesn't fucking happen anymore. Like, there's and I understand why too. Like, when you're such a large company and you have a lot riding on the release of the next game, and especially when there's, like, expectations for better graphics and, you know, with the next gen consoles being released, I just can't fucking do it today, dude. With the next-gen consoles being released, there's, like, extra pressure on making games next-gen. But what's going on, Bilbo? At the same time, there is just no room for creativity in the AAA space. There's no room for error whatsoever if they release a complete flop, which, don't get me wrong, I think there's a good case that a lot of AAA companies, year to year, are releasing major flops. Like, just the yearly release format, especially for things like sports games and Call of Duties, is completely unsustainable. But I'm just not getting it. At the same time, that doesn't mean that, like, I have to support it, right? Like, if I see the pattern and I know that they're going to release, like, the same story-driven, I was gonna say garbage. Let's be slightly politer and say nonsense. With, like, the same gameplay elements that have existed for the past 2 decades, then fine. I'm just not going to buy them, and I'm going to complain about it on stream. But you take that and you look at the indie game space where, and I'm not going to talk about crypto, even though look, I fucking hate crypto, and I hate anything to do with it, and I hate people who are into it, and I hate the idea of play-to-earn games, but, like, at least they're doing something, right? Like, at least they're actually exploring. And you know what? I don't even fucking scratch that, okay? Because there's so many better examples to use than crypto. I didn't have to lean on it, even though that's just the first thing that came to mind, because the seething rage behind my ever-burning eyes for crypto seeps its way out sometimes. But just look at, like, Super Auto Pets is a good example of, like, a respectable game. Do I want to... Well, I guess I can't really get back there easily, can I? I guess I'm just resetting. I don't even know, like... I don't know what I did differently there that made it work. I think I need, like, more narrow of an angle that I'm doing. And I think I'm just messing up my jump and slash inputs. That's what I'm going to lean on, and hopefully we can do it a little bit better this time around. But, yeah, Super Auto Pets is a game that, you know, released out of nowhere from a studio that I think has never made another game in the past, or at least under that studio name. I'm sure that the developers have worked on other things in the past, but, and maybe they do have other games under that studio name. I honestly just haven't done the research. But anyways, came basically out of nowhere, and is like a completely new, innovative take on an auto battler, which again is like a somewhat fresh genre that hasn't existed for very long, and there's a lot of room for experimentation. Snake RX is a good example, even though, I mean, you know, talking about crypto, I don't think the developer has it all that right, but their game is a good testament that, like, the auto battler format and like, I mean, I guess Snake RX is not necessarily an auto battler, since you do have some direct control over the actual combat, but the main mechanic of the game is the shop that is, it made its first debut in auto battlers, that kind of, saving for interest and re-rolling and... Wait, yeah, Snake RX has interest. I got mixed up because Super Auto Pets gets rid of the interest idea, and I kind of respect that more, because honestly, I don't think that interest really adds to the experience that much. Like, I don't know. Especially in Snake RX, like, I can kind of get the argument for interest in an auto battler for, like, the competitive ones, but also, I don't know. The more I think about interest and what it does to the gameplay, I'm just like, it feels like it really, really promotes that if you're already doing well, you're going to stay doing well, and if you're already doing poorly, you're going to stay doing poorly, because if you ever get behind on your economy, you're kind of just fucked. So I don't think that the interest systems are done too well in auto battlers. But anyways, this is like a brand new genre. There's not many games that have tried to take advantage of it, although there are some new ones in recent history, Super Auto Pets being one of them. So it's exciting to see some new stuff, some stuff that hasn't been done before, opposed to, you know, a narrative game where the main character has feelings but still has to shoot his gun. He just has to shoot his gun. Like, there's no way around it. Sometimes she has to shoot her gun. Isn't that crazy? Like, this is the most mix-up that you get in the AAA space, which is not entirely fair. Like, there are some AAA games that do things a little bit differently. Like, you can look at Psychonauts, assuming you agree with me that it's a AAA game, and be like, look, you know, compared to other AAA games being released around the same time, it's different. But also, like, I don't know, I feel like Psychonauts 2, gameplay-wise, is just, like, just because you're using a reused formula from, like, the early 2000s instead of, you know, the 2020s, I don't think that necessarily gives you the innovation credit. Like, you're doing something different, but you're not doing something new. So, even though I enjoy Psychonauts 2 and thought it was a good game, it's still, like, you know, it doesn't blow me away. It doesn't strike me as something. And I also, like, look, I am my own worst enemy when I talk about the differences between AAA and indie, because, like, by my strict definition of indie, technically a lot of the games that I would consider indie games are not indie, because Devolver is, like, a huge indie publisher. But I don't know. I don't know where I draw the line between indie and AAA, but if it looks indie and it smells indie, it's an indie game to me, and I do not get that from Psychonauts 2. One of these days, dude, Bilbo's gonna flawlessly soar over this fence. Oh my god. It's been a while since the jump button just didn't work there. I'm gonna keep this one going just because I fucking am absolutely losing myself resetting over and over again here to the same goddamn jump that I thought I was good at. Or at least not this bad at. Let's not give myself too much credit here. But anyways, that's about all I have to say about that topic, really. I guess it's just like, I don't know, dude. Indie games, and I'm not even gonna say they're under-respected, because, like, they're gaining in popularity more and more, and the awareness of their existence grows by the day. And, you know, you don't even have to talk about indie games as, like, their own standalone thing, right? Like, just independent games themselves sometimes, like, break out and get an immense amount of recognition. Like, Slay the Spire is one that I would say, even though it is an indie game, you don't even have to contextualize it under that bubble, just because, like, I think it's popular enough that even the average person who doesn't regularly play indie games, if they're in the space, like a Magic the Gathering fan or a Hearthstone fan, they've probably heard about Slay the Spire by this point. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too optimistic for the outlook of indie games. Who knows? I mean, there doesn't need... I guess that's, like, my biggest point, and maybe I'm doing my argument injustice by the way I'm presenting it, but I guess the point of it is that I feel like there needs to be less of a like, separation between what is indie and what is AAA these days, because IMO, AAA is, like, falling behind super hard as far as, like, new and innovative games. Just fun games also. Like, look, I don't want to shoot that bullet necessarily, but I don't... Well, okay. Fucking... Can I put an exclusion on Souls games? I think those are fun. But, at this point, not even necessarily innovative. Like, I don't know. Again, it's like the Psychonauts 2 argument, right? Like, the first Souls game was certainly, and by that I guess I mean Demon Souls, although I think they had some earlier games that kind of carried that torch. The early From Software games are so interesting. I would love to play some of the shittier, earlier From Software games that no one's really heard of. I think that would be kind of fun to stream. But anyways, that aside, look, like, let's just, without actually naming the game, because if I say Demon Souls, someone's gonna come out of the woodworks and be like, that wasn't their first one. Actually, if you look at fucking Demon Slayer 11 that they worked on, that was actually probably the first Souls game. So I'm not gonna say exactly what the first Souls game that From Software put out was, or even that From Software themselves put out the first Souls game. Who knows? Maybe they took like huge inspiration from a game I've never heard of, similar to Minecraft and Infiniminer. Though I have heard of Infiniminer. I've heard bad things. I still feel so bad about Zach Barth? I forget his last name. Zachtronics guy. Like, I don't know. I both feel bad that, like, he never gets any recognition for, like, being a huge contribution to what Minecraft is. But also, at the same time, I'm like, God damn. That's gotta suck, though. I remember seeing an interview specifically about this a while back. About, you know, how does it feel? And it's so, like, mean-spirited to think about. Like, God, how do you approach that interview? How do you decide that you're going to ask this person, how does it feel that, like, you were so close to a multi-billion-dollar video game, but someone else snatched, like, a majority of what you were doing, and you know, admittedly did it better. Like, I hate to give Notch any credit, honestly. More and more by the day. But, I mean, Minecraft is just better than what Infiniminer was. Originally, they were more or less on par. Like, the very, very first versions of Minecraft were pretty much just Infiniminer clones. Like, the full creative, just pick what blocks you want and go with it. Like Minecraft demos that they had on the website before you downloaded the game. I was basically Infiniminer, but with you know, the introduction to survival and all that came with it. You know, I'll say it. I'll be the brave one. I think that Minecraft is better than Infiniminer. I'm sorry. I have actually been playing a decent bit of Minecraft. Am I gonna pivot away from AAA versus indie already? I think the one thing I wanted to say, just to kind of cap off that argument, even though the way I framed it is probably not the best, in general, my argument is just that it's kind of disappointing that indie games are seen as something, like, different than AAA games, when I think the boundary between them is, I mean, depending on what you look at it, right? Like, if you genuinely like the direction that AAA games have gone, and, like, the the same game being released with a different skin of paint every few years, then, you know, I love that for you. But, yeah, the difference between, especially with, like, much larger indie-ish studios, like, if you really want to call Double Fine indie, go ahead. If you want to call Psychonauts indie, I'm not going to start an argument over it. But if we're using that as an example, it definitely cements my point that, like, indie studios are getting, like, much larger than they used to, and you know, it's not necessarily the case that there's going to be even, like, a reduction in, like, sure, yeah, unless you have a team of, like, hundreds of artists, you're probably not going to get something that looks like next gen. But with, like, a good art style, that doesn't fucking matter. Like, I don't fucking know. I would much rather have a good art style than something that looks photorealistic until 10 years later when you realize it looks like dog shit. So, anyway, I think I'm done with that argument. Let's talk about Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft since the new update, and, like, I do completely agree with Orteal's cynicism surrounding Minecraft updates, and, like, the fact that they seemingly do put, like, way more effort in their marketing and events and stuff than they ever have into developing the game. I know that more money doesn't necessarily mean more game. I wouldn't go that far. But it is kind of funny to think about how long Minecraft has existed since it, you know, exchanged hands with Microsoft. And the updates are, I'm not gonna go so far as to say lackluster, but certainly there are less of them than you might expect. And the amount of content that's actually been added is not the most. But anyways, that's not here, or what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the fact that despite all that, I actually really enjoy the Caves and Cliffs update. Like, there's something very magical about playing a game that you've played for close to a decade, maybe over a decade at this point. I don't fucking remember when the first time I played Minecraft was. I'm not gonna do the minecart. I'm gonna get to the minecart because I don't even know. This section isn't even that hard. Like, I just died because I crouched too close to the ledge. I don't need to practice that. Yeah, there's something very magical about playing a game you've played for nearly a decade and, like, for the first time feeling like you're actually exploring a cave. Like, the caves are, I don't know, they're mystical. They're a special kind of generation that seeing the pictures and stuff of the update while it was in development, like, I really didn't think it would give this feeling when you're actually playing it, but it is a very special feeling to just be, like, mining a few blocks of iron, maybe a few thousand if it's an iron ore vein, and then pop up to, like, an entirely fucking different universe. Like, you're like, where the fuck am I? You're in, like, a massive open cavern with pillars supporting the ceiling. It's a cool feeling. I haven't seen, like, any of the new cave biomes, though. I know that the lush biome exists. Is the dripstone caves actually in the game? I've yet to see one of those, along with not seeing a lush biome. I know that the deep dark, or whatever the fuck they want to call it, isn't in the game, and, like, it's so hard for me not to be cynical about, like, Minecraft updates. Like, look, game development is hard. Like, I'm not gonna say that, like, they should do better, or, like, you know, if they're in a position where they would have had to crunch to actually get the things they first said they were going to get in the update, then they shouldn't do it. You know, I'm all for delaying it if it's to avoid a hostile work environment. But that being said, being someone who makes games themselves, I am kind of like, that was so bad. Like, I did technically get that first try, but the setup took me about the same length as if I had failed it. Anyways, it's so mean-spirited to do, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Being someone who has worked on games, despite them being shit, you know, I know what goes into making games. I genuinely can't understand why it has taken them so long to implement the things that they've implemented. I don't know, like, does anybody know how big the Minecraft team actually is? It must be very, very small, and, you know, that fills in the blanks of why it's taken so long. I also feel like things take extra long with Minecraft because they work so hard to keep the feeling of Minecraft the same, which I've talked about not really being for in the past, but whatever. I mean, the reason I'm not for it, just to paraphrase, is the fact that, like, it's an impossible goal to achieve, and Minecraft, no matter what you do, and no matter what they have done to, like, make it feel the same, like, it's just an empty statement. Minecraft feels nothing, especially with the Caves and Cliffs update, feels nothing like how it felt even in the last update. Like, it feels, goddamn, dude, that rock hitting me is a little upsetting. Like I said, it is a completely luck-based speedrun. No skill involved whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know. When I hear about the fact that the development team cares about keeping the feeling of Minecraft intact, I'm just like, I don't even know what you mean. Because, like, anyone who hasn't played the Minecraft for, like, 6 years, if they came back, they would be like, you got mods on this thing? What the fuck is all of this? Like, it does not feel like the same game, so I don't even know what they're going for anymore. I don't know. It really feels like an empty mission statement to me. But I do also feel like that kind of slows down development because they have to probably have discussions about, like, is this appropriate for Minecraft? And I'm not even saying that that's the wrong way to go about it. Like, you probably should keep some level of coherence. Like, I don't know. I don't think Terraria did in any sense. So, I don't even think that, like, here's the thing. I don't think that Terraria has, like, any real sense of coherence from update to update. Like, it does feel a bit messy. But at the same time, like, if you've never played a prior version of Terraria and you, like, booted it up for the first time, I don't think it would feel, like, too disjointed. I think you only get that feeling if you did play, like, Terraria from update to update and be like, wow, this whole Moonlord thing hitting a little bit different than the potion update, than the update where they added the bee boss, you know? Like, it... But that, I still don't think that that's necessarily bad. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking cut that out, Minecraft. I think you could do better without it. I also, like... I am especially cynical about, like, the votes they do for, like... Especially things that as small as, like, a new mob to the game. Like, wasn't the fucking panda voted in as, like, something they added into the game? And, like, who the fuck cares about the panda? And I'm sure they probably agree that, like, the panda was maybe a weird misstep because, like, it doesn't do anything to the game. Like, there's basically nothing you can use the mob for, whereas, like, basically every other mob, except, like, the fox is also in that list of completely useless. Basically every other mob has, like, an actual reason to exist. I just can't get that today. But yeah, the votes for, like, what they're going to add into the game, I'm just like, man, when it's taken, like, 2 years to get caves and cliffs out, I'm like, you could probably do all of them. Like, the fact that... Because I really want it, and I know this is gonna show that, like, I'm actually just upset because I didn't get the mob that I wanted. I think that the fucking dude who presses... Was it the copper golem? The dude who presses buttons would have been a much better addition to the game. And I feel like the only reason the LA was voted for so heavily was because, like, they did a really, really bad job of explaining what the fuck it does. Like, the LA seems like a complete fucking waste of space, honestly. Whereas the copper golem could have actually been fun. But anyways, that aside, putting my bitter feelings towards how the vote resulted, I'm also, like, it does not... Like, I can safely say, I can't really talk that much about, like, how long it should have taken them to do something like Caves and Cliffs, because honestly, I have almost no actual knowledge on, like, how they got the cave generation to be as good as they did. So, like, I'm gonna be a little bit muted with my complaints about, like, the cave generation and that taking a long time, but, like, adding a fucking mob to the game, I can guarantee that is, like, with any other studio, like, a week at most, like, a week of development time. The LA might be a little bit more complicated, which is also, like, I mean, that's a part of the frustration is, like, why are you even putting these things on, like, equal plate? Like, these are not weighted evenly. It would take infinitely longer to implement whatever the fuck they're planning to do with the LA than to implement a shitty little box that presses buttons for you. I don't even remember what was the other one was, like, a plant that gets excited when you're near the surface. Another completely useless mob, so I'm glad they didn't end up going with that one, but that also would not have taken, like, any development time, so it's just weird to me. It's just weird. And I know another thing, another, like, blind spot into why it's taking as long as it is for them to get updates done is because they're also working on future updates at the same time. that they're working on like the publicly announced updates so that they have something to show at their presentations for like, this is upcoming. Like, obviously a lot of work went into like the swamps and the frogs that they showcased. You know, maybe not like a ton of work, but like that is some development time that's going towards, you know, something that's not going to be in the game for another, you know, year and a half probably. Just so they have something to show at like their more or less, you can consider like the fucking Minecon Live or whatever the fuck they're called as press releases. I mean, they are press releases. It's, you know, it is the first announcement for this kind of stuff. But anyways, let's talk about what I've actually been doing in Minecraft. Cynicism aside, tossing everything I just talked about for the past 20 or so minutes aside, and let's talk about some fun things that I've been doing, and also some absolute dog shit I've encountered. Because I've never dealt with villagers before. I've never actually... Because, like, in the past... That's not fair. I have tried to do villager stuff in, like, the way past, when they were first implemented. But the way they were first implemented was just disgusting. Like, the fact that you needed, like, doors that opened up to, like, the skylight, and you needed, like, a number of doors per villagers in the village. Like, what a disgusting way of doing that system. So I guess I did, like, experiment with villagers ever so slightly in the past, and then I realized this is fucking dog shit and didn't touch them forever. And now I think it's dog shit for a different reason. I think that what they've done with villagers is, like, much better than the way they had done it before. So that's good. But I hate everything that surrounds villagers. I also think that villagers are honestly, like, extremely unbalanced. Like, it's so easy to get an absurd amount of emeralds. And, well, I guess I'm doing that. This is very awkward movement here. Not that jump attack actually mattered. What the fuck is this music, by the way? This is not Minecraft music. What the fuck am I listening to? This is like a creative-only track that I've never heard, because I don't play in creative. Anyways, what was I saying? Fucking... Yeah, villagers. Villagers are kind of overpowered. But that aside, what is the worst thing about villagers? And, like, not only from a me standpoint, but also from, like, especially if you've, like, never had any experience with Minecraft in the past. Like, the way illagers work is really, really bad and, like, fairly oppressive to the player. Like, the way it's structured just makes absolutely no sense to me. So, you know, we play the game on hard, because I've been playing it with my girlfriend. That's the we involved there. Just because I think it's more fun to play in hard. Otherwise, like, I was watching Northern Lion play on easy, and it's so fucking funny to see, like, him take... What am I fucking doing with my movement? I'm not paying attention at all. It's so funny to see him take, like, a full fucking creeper blast unblocked, and he takes, like, 2 hearts of damage wearing iron armor. Like, what even is the point of progressing upwards past that point if, like, iron armor basically makes you invincible? So, I find hard just to be, like... Not because, like, I'm a fucking brutal, hardcore gamer or anything. I just find hard to be the most fun experience just because it actually has, like, a better feel of progression to it than easy does. But anyways... You can play on whatever difficulty you want. You can play on peaceful. I don't care. That's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is we play on hard. And I've never actually done an Illager raid before. So I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea... What the fuck was that?! That's fucking bullshit! Okay. Sorry. I definitely peaked my mic there. I guess that's a reset then. Dude, that's not my fault. Okay. I guess I'll have to be a little bit wary of that. What the fuck is this music? I'm alt-tabbing. What? This is fake music. This is like the C418 tracks that he released on his Bandcamp that have never actually made it to the game. I guarantee that's what that is. Anyways, what the fuck are we doing? Resetting. I mean, that wasn't an exceptionally good run, but that's still a frustrating way to lose it. Anyways. Yeah, so Illagers. I had no fucking clue how they worked whatsoever. And I, honestly, when we initiated the raid, I didn't think that it would start. Because, like, 30 minutes prior to us trying to finagle, like, okay, I'm not phrasing this in the best way. Let me tell the story differently. From the start, before talking about how the raid actually started, we got some villagers from a village near us. We swept them away on boats, and then I had them just sitting in the boats, waiting for myself to like build a structure to hold them in. So they were just chilling there for like a good 45 minutes to an hour, maybe longer than that. And in that time frame that they were chilling there, like one of the fucking random-ass Illager parades swarmed us in, like right around our house, and like I wasn't going to kill them at first in case I had to go back to the village, but then I was confident enough that I wasn't going to fuck up the maneuvering of the villagers from the boats into their house that I had built, that I wouldn't have to do that. So I just killed them. By the way, my confidence in my ability to make the villagers kindly go into their house was definitely a little bit over the top. That didn't go as smoothly as I had hoped. But anyways, yeah, so I killed the Illagers, and obviously had the debuff that makes it so if you enter a village, like I knew this much. I knew this much about how Illagers work that, well, I guess that's the extent of it. I knew enough that I didn't think it would be a problem, but I guess I didn't know enough to know that it would be a problem. So, basically, built the house, still had, like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes of the Illager debuff on me, and I was now escorting one of the villagers. I previously had two, but we don't need to talk about where the other one ended up. Is a very sad story, and goddamn, dude, is it frustrating as hell to get villagers to be where you want them. Like, that cannot be overstated. It is complete ass transporting villagers from a village. I think my angle is bad. That's what I'm gonna land on. I think it's my angle that's the problem. I mean, that didn't feel as good as it could have, but hey, it worked, so I'm sticking with this. Yeah, I killed one of the villagers because he fucking escaped and he was running all around and being a fucking crazy piece of shit, so I had to kill one of them. Had to. There was no other way. It had to be done. And I was escorting the last one that we had taken into the house, and everything was fine up until this point. There were no problems. So I thought I was safe. I thought I was in the clear. I had beds in the house as well, so like I thought, if anything, the beds would have made it count as a village. Turns out, no. Turns out it doesn't count as a village until you have one of them actually working, or, ooh, that was fun, or with a profession. So, you can probably see where this is going. I knew that I mean, you know, for anyone who knows anything about villagers, the most important one to me was a librarian, so literally just place down a lectern, and instantly a raid starts. I had no expectations of this happening, but I was fine with it. I was like, alright, we've got literally like one villager in our village, so surely it can't be that bad. How naive I was. Turns out, this is where like I really just kind of lose it, and I just don't understand why they would do this at all. Turns out, what you might expect, I guess I should say, is that the intensity of the raid would depend on the size of the village. So, like, if you're at a you know, default spawned in village, you might get like a sizable raid, or if you've literally just placed a lectern down to signify that this is a village and there is one villager inside of it. This is flawless movement here. I thought that maybe we would get like 1 or 2 waves, so I didn't sweat it that much. I'm wrong, by the way. Apparently the way they decided would be a good way of doing it is it's just a flat number. It's just if you are on hard mode, which I already explained why we're playing in, you always get 7 waves to the raid. No matter how fucking small your village is, a 1-person village will get the full force brunt of a 7-wave Illager invasion. You got the Ravagers, the fucking Evokers or whatever they're called. It sucked ass. It was honestly just miserable. Like, we had fucking busted ass iron armor. That was wonky as hell, but I'll take it. We had busted iron armor. I was still using an iron axe as my weapon, completely unenchanted. Just about the most unfriendly gameplay experience I've ever had for Minecraft. And also, like, I don't even feel like it's uncommon. Like, if you don't know exactly how Illager raids go, like, that could very easily just happen on accident, because especially someone who's never played the game before at all probably has no idea what the fuck the Illager, like, platoons that, like, carry the banner that, you know, give you the debuff, even are, or what they're all about. So it's very easy to imagine, and this is how, like, you should design games, is, like, if something is going to be, like, an extremely bad experience for a first-time player who doesn't know what they're doing, you should probably look at that and rework how the systems work. So it's very easy to imagine someone who's never played Minecraft before initiating a fucking 7-wave, like, I guess it, well, maybe for most people, you wouldn't have your house next to the village, so, like, you could just run away, and that would be that. But, like, for us, since I was making the villager's house, right? What the fuck even hit me there? And I'm dead. Since I was making... Why am I, like, actually, like, I was making the unlucky joke earlier. I feel like I'm getting, a little bit shafted here. I'm also fucking up Troll Hole, like, constantly, but the luck in that area in particular is kind of killing me here. What was I saying? Yeah, anyway, whatever. Fucking, maybe I'm just a whiny little baby about it, but I think that it doesn't make any sense that they give you, like, the full strength difficulty of a raid in a 1-person village. Like, it just seems absurd to me. But yeah, also for, like, the casual player, I mean, say you fucking started next to a village, built your house next to a village, maybe you thought it would be a good idea to build your house in the village, and, you know, isn't that a creative idea? I'm a part of the village now, bitch. Landowners be damned. It's just too easy to imagine a scenario where someone who knows nothing about Minecraft could be tasked with an unreasonable task. And, like, especially because, like, I don't know exactly how you end a raid. Like, I don't even think running away, maybe running away actually ends it? I'm not sure. But we didn't think that running away was an option, especially once we were, like, too deep in it, that the Ravagers started to spawn. Like, those dudes fuck up any sort of foliage you have around your house. And, like, we built in a goddamn plains biome, so all of the trees and bushes that were there were hand-placed by us. So we really didn't want those to get demolished by Ravagers, which some of them did, unavoidably so. Dude, I fucking hate it when I can't get this. Come on, Bilbo. You got this, buddy. I'm continuing this only in case I get Troll Hole first try. Otherwise, I'm resetting. But if I get a flawless Troll Hole, I'm just gonna run with it, because I've got plenty of time to save later on. Like, I mean, I honestly have no reason to reset basically any of these. I'm gonna practice. Because I do have, like, an insane... I have a fucking 12-minute... oh, what am I doing? I didn't even wait long enough. I have, like, a 12-minute Clouds Burst split. I just can't do it today. Like, I think this is it. Like, this is the angle I was using before. That feels perfect to me. I guess not. That was close, though. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more on the angle. Let's try it. Man. I also don't know how important the W input is with the skip. Maybe I need to be pressing W sooner before I slash. I don't think it matters. Maybe I'm waiting too long before slashing. Like, that's possible. I might be. Like, I always previously had the problem of slashing too early, which is why I thought that's what it might have been earlier. No, I don't know. I did it, like, basically the same timing, and it just worked that time. I think I'm just washed up, basically. This is what I get for not practicing at all in, like, 2 weeks. Alright, that's fair. I should, like... Next time I get to Overhill, I'm just gonna do a no reset, no matter how bad it is, because I should get some practice on Clouds Burst. Actually, wait, I might even have a... Next time I reset in general, this might be it. This is it. I might just have a save. Oh, no, wait, the load game is washed up, just like me. Okay. I do not have a save. I have a bad habit of deleting all saves forever. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, it fucking sucks, dude. The full force raid. So, like, what we had to do was, I mean, like I said, I didn't really know how to end the raid, so I just looked it up. And, if you break the workstations, that does it. So I broke the workstation. He was no longer a librarian. What am I doing, Bilbo? And that failed the raid. But... And this is very important because we were on wave 7 already, which is like, that was like the peak of the bullshit. Like, we had no idea how many waves they were gonna be. So every single wave, I was like, surely this is the last wave. But by wave 7, I was like, I'm fucking done with this shit. This is miserable. So I failed the raid, but the enemies do not go away when you fail the raid. I even relogged the server thinking, oh, well, maybe they'll despawn if I reset the server. But turns out that was the worst decision I could have done because I don't have the best PC, so running the server and playing the game on the same PC setup is a little taxing and means that when I load into the game, I basically can't do anything for like a full solid minute while everything loads. So yeah, I died. I died and lost everything. And... like, my deathbed was completely surrounded by, like, 3 Ravagers and fucking Evokers and the little baby pixies that get summoned. And, so yeah, we just went into fucking peaceful mode to get our stuff back, because my girlfriend also died trying to save me in that fray while I was unable to move as a result of loading into the game. So we just fucking went peaceful mode, because I was so fucking sick of that shit. Yeah, never doing that again. I guess I learned my mistake, but, like, I don't know. That's, like, the most punishing Minecraft has ever been. Like, I don't feel like that fits into Minecraft at all. Like, I really feel like that needs to be changed, but, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be changed about villagers. Yeah, that in particular struck me as, like, if you have no idea what you're doing, and can very easily... end up doing that on accident, like initiating a raid, it just fucking blows, dude. It sucks ass. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just my take on game design is, maybe cut out the things that suck ass. Is that controversial? Am I gonna get canceled for this? But outside of that little bit of annoyance, everything else that has been bad about the Minecraft experience has been my own fault. So, that's cool. What do those include? Mostly trying to make an XP farm out of a double cave spider spawner. I would not recommend literally anybody ever try and make a cave spider farm, but if you're going to, absolutely just do a kill farm that they just instantly die from fall damage on spawn, which is what we're going to convert the farm into, because I was thinking about what way I wanted to... I like, even though I said it's very easy to make a shit ton of emeralds, which it is, I don't know what the, like, standard best way is for farming emeralds for villagers. Like, I don't know what the best bang for your buck trade is, but the ones that I thought seemed like a good idea was wool to the Wool Lord. What the fuck am I doing wrong here? This is ass. this is ass. I'm just waiting. There you go. That was the slowest I've ever done there. I think I started spamming a little bit too early. That's my bad. Finally, something goes wrong in my speedrun, and it's my fault? What? More likely than you would think. Anyways, that was risky as fuck. He's actually a god gamer. What the fuck? I felt like if I didn't hesitate on that platform, I maybe could have even made it to the stairs there. That was smooth. But anyways, like, it's so funny thinking about my movement in this game and being like, okay, I definitely jumped too early there. It's funny thinking about my movement in this game, which I think is, like, decent. I fuck up, like, the tricks, especially Troll Hole, fairly frequently. Oh, fuck, I did say I was gonna keep an overhill run going, didn't I? Oopsies. My bad, sorry. I'm just gonna do Cloud's Burst and Inside Info with literally no practice. Oh, whoopsies. I think that's more fun to me, though. Like, I fucking hate practicing, dude. Practicing sucks. I'd rather get the practice by doing shitty runs over and over again. It's definitely not the best way of doing things. Don't get me wrong. Especially if you reset as frequently as I do. Like, I'm getting 0 practice in on the later levels, which are the levels I need it most in. Ooh, a real long jump glitch. I did say it happens sometimes, but it very rarely happens that my momentum is completely stopped. Anyways, yeah, spider farms are miserable. I didn't realize quite how miserable they were. I actually thought, for like a little bit, I thought that they weren't that bad, but I guess they made them worse. Like, I was under the impression, and I guess this is like super old news probably, but I had thought that spiders don't climb walls unless they had seen you. Like, unless you gave them a reason to want to climb the wall, right? Turns out that's very wrong. I'm probably operating, that's like 5-year-old information at this point, but yeah, they'll just climb whatever the fuck they want at literally all times. So it's kind of impossible to get them to like half a heart in a fall damage trap. Learned that the hard way after many reworks and failed attempts. This is like actually many hours over, and this is how you know I'm really progressing on my game engine smoothly. I'm spending hours of my day trying to finagle a goddamn impossible to build spider farm in Minecraft. But yeah, it truly is impossible to build. So don't do it. Don't listen to me. Don't think that this is a good idea. It is the worst thing you could do. But over like a couple of days, we tried to fix this fucking disgusting spider farm to make it work, and it worked-ish. With like the last rework I did, which was like instead of getting them to die to fall damage, I was going to corral them to an upwards water stream with soul sand, and then put a crusher trap for them with pistons, which would have worked, but I didn't even bother with the killing mechanism after I saw how abysmal the rates were, because of how abysmal it is to get spiders to go where you want them to go. I don't even know if it's much easier with regular spiders, but cave spiders are goddamn impossible to work with. Anyways, yeah, so we gave up on that. Thankfully, like literally, because we just wanted XP, like a somewhat consistent form of XP so that we could enchant, since I had like just made the enchanting table, but we couldn't really use it. Hate that. So that's all we were looking for, and we're, we're trying to take things at a leisure pace, so we haven't done, like, anything in the nether, other than, we even, like, we didn't explore to get our soul sand. I was going to, but then I was like, I don't see soul sand anywhere, so let's just piglin farm, or trade, so just did that for a little bit and got soul sand, which is probably the better idea, so I'm glad we went with that. Oh, okay, that was a little awkward. My movement here has not been great in general. But, yeah, what was I talking about? Ooh, another long jump glitch. Awesome. I might have just clipped the ceiling there. That might not have been a long jump glitch. Who knows? It felt like it, though. And if it feels like it and smells like it, probably is. Yeah, sorry. I have that gambling quote in my head because of, I've also been watching some gaming documentaries recently because I saw a very good Roblox documentary, which I might talk about in a little bit. I just jumped way too early there, by the way. Yeah, very, very good Roblox documentary and follow-up video by a channel that I think I've seen a couple times in the past, but never gave any attention to. But then I just, dude, I'm getting long jump glitches. Oh! You know why I'm getting long jump glitches? It's because after I reset the game, I didn't change the priority in Task Manager. I was like, I thought I squashed this. I thought I fixed this so it wouldn't happen. Now it's happening frequently. There you go. That should be good. Also, am I out of Minecraft music? How much time do I have left in this? Oh, fuck, dude. Not even close. Not even close. Don't sweat it. What was I talking about? I was gonna talk about the documentaries, but changed my mind. What was I talking about before the documentaries? Fuck, dude. I don't know. That completely wiped my train of thought after I realized what the long jump glitches were caused by. Step back a second, Will. You can do this. I was saying... No clue. Was I still talking about Minecraft? I think I was, yeah. So, thankfully, right after complaining about how fucking awful the spider farm situation was, we were like, God damn, why can't we just find a skeleton spawner? And we were literally caving at the time, and seconds after we uttered that phrase, we found a skeleton spawner. So that's about as easy as it gets with setting up a mob farm. So we just did like the exact thing we tried to do with the spiders, but because they're skeletons, it just works. And then have been happy ever since. We really are taking it at a leisurely pace, though. I've never been this slow in like progression for Minecraft, but it feels nice. Like, especially with all the new cave stuff. I like exploring it at this phase of the game, especially, like, pre-Elytra. I'm sure Elytra is going to make, like, the wide open caves much more fun to explore, because currently it's, like, I don't know, it's, like, too daunting to even step foot in. Because, like, prior to this update, every single cave you would find in Minecraft, like, you could easily illuminate, like, with one torch step by step. Like, this is the first time ever in Minecraft caves that you will actually be in an open area and be presented with, like, many, many layers of, like, wide open terrain that need, like, several torches placed near each other just to block out the darkness so mobs don't spawn. So it's fun, though. I'm thoroughly enjoying that experience for now. Because I know as soon as I get Elytra, like, that feeling is just going to be, if not erased entirely, diminished. Because, like, you can just fly around everywhere in a second and slap torches as you go. Like, you don't get the same feeling of, like, the wide open caves that you do when you can fly around in them. It's like the feeling that, like, there's no way. And I'm sure even with Elytra, I'm gonna get this feeling of like there being no way to fully explore it. I have a Minecraft theory. Just a theory though. My Minecraft theory is that this was certainly not the case with... Why am I so bad at this? I just need to sit here. Like, I'm not gonna reset until I understand what's going on here. So, let's fucking save. What is happening with this jump, dude? Yeah, previously in Minecraft... That felt good. That felt good to me. I don't even know what I did wrong. Previously in Minecraft, you could easily... Easily is maybe a stretch, but you could certainly, believably, like, light up every cave in an area. Like, every single cave. And, like, you would reach dead ends, which is a concept that doesn't exist anymore. Currently, with the new update, and I'm sure this is just, like, the first experience feeling that might wash away after, you know, a bit more playtime. But I truly feel like the idea of... What'd that do to my timer? It's still going. The idea of completely lighting up, like, all the cave systems in an area is unapproachable, at the very least, and seemingly, like, unfeasible. Like, I just don't know how you would go about it. It just feels like... And it's hard to, like, even keep your position and, like... you know where you are relative to the surface. Like previously in Minecraft, you could basically always, and I didn't press left there. Oops. I'm gonna load so that I don't have to wait the 10 seconds for the reset here. I'm gonna angle more right than I was, and that seems to be going well already. In my head, I was like, you want a little bit of sliver of the, like, you see the... How do I explain this? The corner, like, you see the wall I'm looking at, there's, like, a corner of terrain, and then right at that corner, there's a brown spot on the terrain behind it. And then as I rotate my camera, it blocks out the rectangle part of it, and you only see the triangle part. Previously, I left, like, a sliver of the rectangle part visible, and I thought that was a good angle, but... Now, it's feeling like it's better if I completely obscure it. So, maybe I was just doing it wrong. I don't know, did I change my resolution settings at some point? I don't think I did, but... I'm gonna try... I'm getting some consistency with a slow setup, so I'm gonna try doing fast setups. I'll do one more slow setup just to make sure that I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, with a slow setup, it seems to work fine every time now. So let's do a fast setup. I don't really care about making it, but I still made it set up. It's the reset mentality. I'm gonna do this a recklessly amount of fast, and if it doesn't work, I'll just reset, because it's like a minute into the run anyways. Oh, fuck, my timer is, like, dead. Oh, because I went to the main menu and then loaded. That's right. That makes sense. Okay, that was extremely reckless, and not even fast. I just, like, absolutely knew that wouldn't work. I didn't even press F, I don't think, to redo my camera. Okay, it's working, like, more or less every time now. Exit game. Load game. Delete. Yeah. Alright. Let's go. Primetime gaming hour is afoot. Now that Trollhole can't stop me, nothing can stop me. Don't even mention Overhill Underhill. I've been pretty good at Overhill Underhill today, though. Let's be real. My amount of runs that have made it to Overhill and left it... Well, maybe not left it. But my amount of runs that have made it deeper into Overhill than I normally make it have gone up. So that's good. Although I really haven't gotten that many runs to Overhill because of Trollhole today. So I guess it's not that impressive of a statistic. Anyways... back to Minecraft. Thank you, Minecraft music. This is the... Out of all of the Minecraft musics, this is the one. To me, at least. This is the one I feel most Minecraft nostalgia for. I was just a boy when I started playing Minecraft. Minecraft was such a fucking weird first experience. Like, this is what I'm talking about, too. Like, I know it's not necessarily fair to compare, like, the first experience you get playing Minecraft to, like, the entire AAA industry, but, like, going back to my discussion earlier, I'm like, Minecraft is a good example of an indie game. It was indie at the start of development, at the very least. It's a good example of an indie game that, like, completely blows anything AAA has done out of the water. In recent times, at the very least. So, I don't know, man. I'm just a fucking cynic when it comes to AAA in general. And I'm also the guy who is trying to advocate not making... I guess that's why I'm cynical about it. Like, I say I'm cynical about AAA. It's more so that, like, I'm so disappointed that, like, the media just refuses to talk about indie games in the same way they talk about AAA games. But I don't know. I'm sure that'll shift eventually. I'm sure of it. But back to Minecraft. What am I talking about? I guess I was going to do a tangent on the first experience I had playing Minecraft. I think I've already talked about this before. But I was at a friend's house, and I can't fucking believe that, dude. Like, I was not an indie gamer at all. I can't fucking believe that I was introduced to Minecraft by a friend in middle school. Like, how the fuck did he know? How did he get on the cutting edge of Minecraft before me, that bastard? It's okay, we're not on speaking terms anyways. That friendship ended as a result of, you know, the typical middle school drama. Like, I didn't even really... Okay, like, I don't need to fucking talk about middle school drama. The short story is, he liked a girl that, he introduced me to, but I made advancements before he did and was upset, even though he had never expressed that he liked this girl. And so that ended a friendship. It's like, you know, it's sad to think about, but, like, that's kind of just how, like, friendships go in middle school. Like, you can use the argument that, like, it's not a true friendship if that's all it takes to end it. Like, you're right. I probably could have regrouped at some point and made things more amenable. It's like I said, I didn't even have a real relationship with that girl. But, it was fucking middle school. I didn't really care. And, like, he also moved to a different state, like, the next year of school, so. But anyways, that fucking piece of shit, that bastard, fucking, he found Minecraft before me. Can't believe it. But I was at his house. He had Minecraft, and I booted it up. And I'm sure this is not by any means a new story that you've never heard before. But I was so fucking amazed that you could, like, destroy the terrain and then immediately use that destroyed terrain to create your own terrain. So I probably did, like, the most cliche thing anyone does when they first play Minecraft. And I just, like, started digging. And then as soon as I got a few dirt blocks, I just started building. And I made, like, a little fucking dirt burrow in the ground. It was the ugliest piece of shit you'll ever see. And then I stopped playing. And I got it myself. And just, goddamn, I'm sure there's some... Like, I'm glad I don't have my old Minecraft. Or, maybe I'm not glad, because it probably would have been... What am I fucking up here, dude? It probably would have been funny to look at them on stream. But goddamn, I'm sure it would have been embarrassing to look at what my child self was so proud of building in Minecraft. A lot of cobblestone, which is huge inspiration for my Minecraft Progressive series. This is how I know. I was there, dude. I was building out of exclusively cobblestone. I'm not a poser. I know what it was like. Even though we had wood, we only used cobblestone. I'm no stranger to that. All right, this is going well. Don't fuck up bean jump, and I'll give you 20 bucks. Come on, Will, you got this. I'll steal my girlfriend's Christmas money. I'll explain that in a second. He's done it, stealing my girlfriend's Christmas money. Back to Minecraft though, for a little bit. I've still got a little bit more to talk about. I've been enjoying how slowly we've been taking it. Genuinely, like, I've never played Minecraft this slowly, and it's really nice to just, like, take a step back and think about, like, what in the world you're doing. Because, like, I'm taking just, like, an entirely... Just didn't slash when I clicked the first time. That's an unfortunate way to end Overhill Underhill. That was, like, completely fine up until that point. What was I saying? Yeah, I've never played Minecraft in this way. Normally, I'm just, like, all, you know, function first, and usually aesthetics never at all. Sometimes, or never at all. Haha. But, yeah, I'm taking it the entire opposite side of the spectrum this time, where I'm still doing things functionally, but, like, when I decide that I need something in the world, like sugarcane, I didn't just, you know, immediately, even though I have the tools to make, like, you know, an insane sugarcane farm, I didn't do that as my first sugarcane farm, because that's what I've always done in the past, is, like, you know, I want wheat. So I'm gonna make a wheat farm, and I'm gonna spend, like, hours making, like, an absolutely insanely overdone, you get, like, 10 stacks of wheat for one harvest, and it's auto-harvested, and you have to spend an hour replanting the seeds, because despite all of the updates for automation Minecraft has received, you still have to manually plant seeds. Not the biggest fan of that, by the way, if you can't tell. But yeah, that's what I would do in the past, and I would have, like, an auto collection system with sorting for, like, sorting the seeds and the wheat separately, so it's more easy to pick the seeds out to replant and everything. But instead, what I'm doing this time is I wanted wheat, so I tried to make a wheat farm in what I imagine would be more... Like, I say realistic, though it's probably not that realistic. I mean, the wheat farm is, like, on the fucking ocean. Like, I'm sure you don't see that very often. But, yeah. We spawned in, like, in a plains biome right next to the ocean. So, I just, like, bulked up the grass a little bit around the beach, and then tilled it, and there you go. I got a wheat farm. Easy as that. Same thing. I went a little bit extra. I mean, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm going extra in the direction I've never gone extra before. Normally, I'm going extra on excessive functionality. This time, I'm going extra on the fact that I wanted a sugarcane farm, but there was no real good place to make a sugarcane farm, since, like, the only beach we had was taken up by the wheat farm. And everything else was just barren-ass plains, though at this point we had started to plant trees around the area. Mostly my girlfriend, I'll give her credit for that. Don't want to steal her valor there. She made the place look a lot nicer. So yeah, I was like, there's no fucking, like, little lakes or anything in the area. So what am I gonna do? We got, like, 3 pieces of TNT from, I don't even remember where the fuck we got them. I think it was... I don't know. It wasn't a desert temple. We got TNT somewhere. We didn't craft it. It might have been a mine shaft? I don't know if TNT spawns in mine shaft chests, but I know we didn't craft it, so we must have gotten it somewhere. Nice, dude. If I don't nail that first try, I always fuck up the angle. So I used our 3 TNT to blow up an area in the plains, and I made an artificial lake to plant my sugarcane around. A lake that has a waterfall and feeds into another lake at a lower elevation. It's, like, extremely extra. Especially given the fact that I only have, like, 10 sugarcane planted there. So it's really not a functional farm, but I only cared about it enough so that we could get the bookshelves for an enchanting table, and we got that fairly quickly, though definitely not as quickly as we could have if I had made the farm better, or even just planted, because, like, I could have definitely just planted sugarcane, like, all the way along the outside of the lake, but that looks awful, so I didn't go that route. I think I did it first, but then I trimmed them down after I had a decent amount. But anyways, it's been fun. I've thoroughly enjoyed the Minecraft. The Minecrafting has been good. I also, this'll never change about me though. Like, even though I am going like aesthetics first, it's so hard to get me like motivated to like finish a house. So for like the first 6 or 7 days, like real time that we played the game, not real time as in 24 hours worth of days, just like, you know what I mean. The first week or so of us playing, we lived in a 1-story house with no roof, because I hate making roofs, and I was pretty sure I wanted to expand the house to a 2nd floor anyways. So, oh, look at this consistency on these splits, man. This runner is insane. How do you get this good? And by good, I mean bad, because the splits were pretty bad on my PB to begin with. God, the menuing is so awful still. Yeah, that'll never change about me, I'm pretty sure. I just, building houses is so fucking hard for me. I think I got it actually looking, like, really nice. Like, I don't think I'm the best builder in Minecraft. Please, menus. But, you know, I think I hold my own. I think it ended up better than I thought, especially given how ugly the first floor of it was. But I went back and redid a little bit of it, and it's looking good now. Looking good. Hour 49 minutes, and I haven't gotten past Riddles in the Dark. That's what it's called? It's just called Riddles on the the timer, so I have no idea. I think it's Riddles on the Dark. Oh, no, that's not true. I did make it to the tree level. Sorry. I did make it to the tree level, but did horribly and just gave up. Although it didn't really matter because I did horribly in Riddles anyways. So I was gonna give up no matter what. Fuck, dude. I think I'm done with Minecraft. I think that's all I need to say about Minecraft for now. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed the update. What else has been going on? That's like the majority of what we've been playing in our off time. We fucking scrap. And I know that last stream I said I was gonna do Calamity at the end of the stream. I'm glad I didn't get the time to do that, because there's no way I could have kept the motivation up to actually finish a Calamity playthrough. Considering we didn't even finish our own Calamity playthrough. Because I don't know, dude. I think that, like, the later parts of Calamity are just, like, less fun than, like, I think Providence is, like, the high point for me. Providence is probably my favorite boss in all of Terraria, including mods that I've played. Past that, past the Providence fight, I don't know, man. I really don't like the setup of kill these 3 kind of dog shit mini bosses, building up to like the big worm fight. And I know the worm has been changed a lot since I first fought the like cosmic god or whatever the fuck it's called. But last time I played it, it sucked ass. And I don't want that to reflect poorly on Calamity, because I do think they entirely revamped the fight and changed what it was. But it was not a good fight. Well, that's not true. I think I have fought it since it got the revamp, but very shortly, because I was playing the game in death mode. And I was like, this is hard. And, like, especially death mode, the fucking, like, space worm that you have to fight prior to the cosmic Devourer of Gods, I think, is close to its actual name. I thought that was way too far angled to the right. I made like a last second adjustment, but I guess it worked out just fine. Yeah, the space worm that you have to fight, not in space level, but like in sky level? Maybe you do have to fight in space level, I don't remember. That boss sucks. That boss still sucks, and that's where we stopped playing in our Calamity playthrough, because I really dislike that boss. Even playing in a large world now, like the first time I fought it in death mode, I was playing it on a small world, which is just abysmal. There is a potion you can make that eliminates the space effect, so like you don't have to deal with the low grav, but like still, just fucking fighting the boss that close to the ceiling of the world is really not fun. I gotta stop fucking up that jump on Overhill. I've fucked it up one too many times for me to be happy about my situation on Overhill. Now the Overhill, now that I've gotten more consistent at Trollhole, the Overhill mess-ups are coming in hot to save the day and prevent me from ever finishing a run I'm happy with. Yeah, that was really awkward. What am I talking about? Yeah, Calamity. I'm glad I didn't go with that, especially because like we fought like a few of the bosses in Malice mode after we were like very over geared for them, and I'm talking about Calamity now. I despise dynamic damage reduction, and I despise that they introduced that to the game, especially in like such a fucking hard and heavy way. Because like, even though we were fighting some bosses with like extremely over, expected gear for where you normally fight them, like I tried to fight, because I was so frustrated with it, and I was also like memeing around to maybe do a YouTube video for Calamity because I thought you could get 100% damage reduction because like if you read the stats on the items, you can get to above 100% damage reduction, but nowhere in Calamity does it say, oh yeah, we have a cap on that. I think they used to not have a cap on that, but even looking at the wiki page, there's nothing that like explicitly expresses that like there are either attacks that like ignore damage reduction entirely, or I don't know what's going on, but like when you're at 100% damage reduction, you do not reduce 100% of damage. That's as much as you need to know. So yeah, I was fucking around with that, and the premise was to like fight some of the hardest bosses and like just sit still, and I was the meme potential was killing Supreme Calamitous with a wooden sword, clickbait thumbnail, and I that would have been a good video if it worked, but unfortunately, yeah, it just doesn't. Like I don't know, nothing actually tells you that damage reduction doesn't work the way you would think it does. So that was a bust, but I was still in Malice mode, death mode. I fucked that up real bad. That was on me. I knew I should have put my angle a little bit farther to the right, and my movement was a bit scuffed. Whatever. There you go. I'm keeping it. So while I was in there, and while I was already cheating, I was like, well, maybe it's just like some of the super late bosses that are like cutting through damage reduction. So I tried to fight the Destroyer, big worm boss, with the highest level equipment you can get. I had developer items, and I didn't have the highest level armor you can get because I was still, under the delusion that 100% damage reduction worked. So my armor wasn't the best, but just like doing 0 damage to the boss is like, I don't know, that doesn't feel right to me, man. The dynamic damage reduction, and I'm pretty sure it's tuned up on like death mode and malice mode, so I was certainly feeling like the worst of it, but I just don't agree with it. Especially because like why does that need to exist in Terraria of all things? Like Terraria pretty hard gates you from getting things ahead of where you're supposed to in most places. Like the only exception to that is the meteorite, which I'm a big fan of. Like I like that in the game, that you can get equipment that's beyond the scope of expectation, and like kind of sequence break things and have a much easier time with like Aya Cthulhu and the early game bosses, because the early game of Terraria sucks ass, and the faster you can get out of it, the better. Why am I fucking that up? Do I need to be closer to the left? The way I look at that terrain, it looks like the left side is higher up, but maybe it's deceiving. Anyways. Yeah, dynamic damage reduction, like, it's just bad. Terraria has a lot of bad systems already, and Calamity has done its best in the past to, like, kind of make up for Terraria's base, lackings. But the introduction of dynamic damage reduction on enemies is like, that's a misstep in my eyes. I knew that was going to be scuffed by the second that I clipped into the pillar a weird way I'm not used to. So yeah, for anyone not familiar with what dynamic damage reduction is, it's basically if you're doing more damage than the game developers expect you should do to a given boss in a given amount of time, they will give the boss extra damage reduction to compensate with the fact that you're killing it too quickly in their eyes. And I just think there's like a whole host of problems with this. Like, I don't think the developer should have that much control over the experience. I think that's, especially with like ARPGs, and I know that's a bit of a jump from Terraria, but in ARPGs, it's like a very scary thought that Path of Exile has any dynamic damage reduction, because like the whole fun of those games is that you kind of like discover ways to break it, so you are doing like an absurd amount of damage more so than the developers ever thought you could. That's the fun of it. So the fact that like you can do well in the game and effectively be punished for it and brought down. I swear I've had this discussion like literally the last time I talked about Calamity. I'm gonna cut it short because I do think I talked about it already, but it's just like the most backwards development. Like, I saw the case of this recently with like and again it was from the documentary channel. I'm sure I'll touch upon in a second, but they were mentioning that that it was like a one-off tangent talking about how like World of Warcraft originally implemented like a feature that would punish you and start giving you diminishing experience the longer you played it if you haven't logged out in a like inn recently. Maybe it wasn't World of Warcraft. Maybe it was. I don't remember. That was smooth as fuck and also scary as hell. I can't believe I didn't get fucked there. Because I was way too close to the edge and like instantly got swept away there. Anyways, what am I talking about? World of Warcraft? Yeah, World of Warcraft used to have a system. I don't know when, because I've never played World of Warcraft, or even if it is World of Warcraft, like I said, that would basically punish you for playing the game too long, and everyone fucking hated it, which is to be expected, because no one wants to be told, you're supposed to long jump there. Ugh. Are you supposed to long jump there? You're supposed to long jump there. I don't think you have to long jump there, but I had an absolutely abysmal slash jump, so I'm not surprised. Holy shit, this run has sucked anyways. I'm not that mad about resetting. So they changed the system, or the way it was framed, but effectively it's the exact same thing. So I think the way it works now, or maybe they've changed it again, or maybe it's not World of Warcraft, like I said. But, assuming that everything I said in the past forever has been true, assuming everything I just said was true, they changed it so that instead of punishing you for playing for too long, they rewarded you at the start of a login, and that reward slowly diminished until you logged out for some time and then in again, right? So literally the exact same system functionally. It's you know, the longer you play, the less experience you get, but it being positioned as a bonus instead of, you know, diminishing returns was taken by the community more positively. And it makes sense, right? It's just a little bit of psychology. But and I guess it's not exactly a perfect example with what I'm gonna say, because effectively the way that was positioned was the exact same after they changed it. They just changed the phrasing. So not the best analogy, but comparing it to dynamic damage reduction, I do think that it is, like, from the player's perspective, at least the way it currently is badly presented. And I don't think there is a good way to present dynamic damage reduction. Well, I guess no. I guess that's not true. I wouldn't be upset if instead of dynamic damage reduction, there was dynamic damage increase for players who are maybe not so good at the game and are taking a very long time on the boss. I would have no issue with that. Like, I mean, you can do it through better means as well, because I don't think in general most people like that either, even though I phrased it. I do think that's better than dynamic damage reduction, despite effectively being the same thing, just on the other side of the spectrum. It doesn't punish the high-level players. It rewards the players who are not as good at the game, while also, you know, maintaining the same level of balance, assuming you balance around that accordingly. Anyways, that would be, I would have no problem with that. But since I think most people probably don't, it's kind of like the Luigi thing and like the new Super Mario Bros. Wii U Switch edition, whatever the fuck. The newer Mario games where if you died enough times on a level, Luigi would pop up and be like, hey, bro, I can just do this for you if you want. I feel like that's the kind of feeling that people would get, though you don't have to tell them. And I think there's a lot of power in that, too, is, like, not telling players that there's dynamic damage increases if you're doing too little damage. Though I think the better way of doing it would be just designing better bosses. And, like, if you really want to, you know, be supportive of people who are maybe not as good at the game, you can, you know, introduce certain boss phases that, like, only show up if you're, like, in a particular phase of the boss fight for longer than you would be expected to. And in those phases, you make it, like, take extra damage or whatever the fuck, right? I think it works better if you integrate it into the boss fight than if you just secretly raise the damage values, but that's my design philosophy. Anyways, point is, dynamic damage reduction, no matter what way you look at it, really is just punishing for the people who are good at the game. It's like, why do I try to get, you know, better equipment, or like, why did I, you know, spend hours grinding for this piece of gear if at the end of the day, you know, the boss I'm fighting just brings me down to the level as if I had never gotten that upgrade? It's something you don't want to mess with, in my opinion. Like, it's just a very bad feeling. And I didn't realize how bad it was in Calamity until I, you know, did the cheatiness in Death Mode, Malice Mode, which I don't even, the fucking difficulties in Calamity are so scuffed. Like, there's no reason to separate Death Mode and Malice Mode and Revengeance as much as they have. Like, I think there's a lot of things about Death Mode that are just stupid. Like, I don't think that the bosses, like, force spawning on, like, every single night is fun whatsoever. And, like, the weird environmental effects, like freezing if you're in a snow area for too long, or burning up if you go to space without, like, protection. I think that's, like, really janky and awkward and doesn't belong in Terraria. But anyways, not really the point I'm trying to make here. Point I'm trying to make is, yeah, with, like, the developer item for the class I was playing as, like, I had, well, I guess it's not the class I was playing as. It's just, look, I'll be as transparent as possible. There's no reason to be obscure about it. I cheated in the developer rogue item, which seems like an insanely sick weapon. Does, like, thousands of damage, which is, like, it hits repeatedly, too. It does thousands of damage. What am I doing? I'm, like, trying to skip cutscenes. I'm so not paying attention to this run. And I got rid of my long jump, so I have to take that extra carefully there. It's a strong weapon, is all you need to know. It's a really, really strong weapon that does hundreds more damage than you would be expected to have by this point in the game. And I was killing the Destroyer and doing 0 damage to it. I don't mean, like, low damage. I mean, like, the dynamic damage reduction was so strong that I was... What hit me there? That I was taking or dealing 1s and 2s of damage. Like, just a disgustingly low amount of damage. I have no idea what, like, snipes me there sometimes. I'm gonna keep it going, even though it feels like garbage right now. Just because, I don't know. My PB was pretty garbage too, so let's roll with it. Yeah, the dynamic damage reduction is disgustingly high in Calamity, and even though it's not exactly an ARPG, like, I think Terraria inherits a lot of ARPG's DNA. It's got, like, the same loot treadmill feel of, like, even, like, a light ARPG like Borderlands, which obviously takes inspiration from ARPGs. I think Terraria is, like, less obvious in that regard, but it still feels like the gameplay is still pretty similar. You're grinding for gear, and then once you have enough, you do, like, fun boss fights, right? It's the same sort of vibe. Yeah, I really don't think dynamic damage reduction fits in at all. I don't think dynamic damage reduction is good in any game I've seen it implemented in. The first notable example is probably The Binding of Isaac for me. It just makes the game straight up less fun. And as someone trying to make a fucking thing for entertainment and try and make it as fun as possible, I don't know why you would ever strip the fun away from the player. Like, I get it's for, like, hardcore difficulty reasons, and you don't want someone to necessarily cheese a boss fight, but I think that that's kind of horseshit mentality to begin with, and I think you should support cheesing boss fights as much as you can, because, like, people want to play the games differently. Not everyone wants to have, like, you know, a Dark Souls style boss fight where you just grind it over and over again until you've completely mastered it. Like, if someone wants to take the preparation to get, like, hundreds of Molotov cocktails and you know, as many, like, cheesy explosive weapons as they can to, like, instantly destroy the, Dude, I really am getting kind of fucked on luck today. I'm gonna keep this one going because I died right at the start, but what the fuck is that? Yeah, if you want to take, like, the preparation to cheese, like the Wall of Flesh fight, when I've seen the Wall of Flesh fight destroyed, like, instantaneously with explosives and other means, so I know it can be done. Like, the bee grenades are pretty strong, though I think Molotov cocktails are the strongest. Anyways, not really the point here. The point here is that, why would you discourage that? Like, the player is putting in their time in their own way. It's not like it's easy to do these things. I fucking hate, like, the amount of preparation it would take to do something like that. So the fact that you're actively looking at this difficult thing to do in the first place, and, like, the theory crafting it takes to set something like this up, the fact that you're looking at that is, like, a flaw in the game design that you need to patch out with dynamic damage reduction, I'll never understand. I'll never understand needing, like, such a hardcore, difficult gamer mentality that you ruin the fun for other people. I just don't get it. There are a lot of things I don't really understand with Calamity. I don't mean to shit on it, though. Like, Calamity truly is, like, a great mod, and infinitely more fun than vanilla Terraria, even if you're just gonna take it to Moonlord. Even though, like, fucking, if you're gonna not finish the whole thing, you might as well not do Moonlord, because Moonlord is ass. Especially, like, oh, dude, that's the one. I'll give a valid complaint about Calamity here. If you want a valid complaint about Calamity, it does not work well in multiplayer. Let's go. He's actually fucking gotten the minecart section correctly. Yeah, while I absolutely suggest people who enjoy Terraria to play Calamity mod, a lot of the bosses are just straight up broken in multiplayer. It's really upsetting. But, like, some of their AIs are janky, and I can get over janky AI. It's this hill, not the other hill. Some of their AIs are janky to begin with, but more so than that, the biggest frustration comes in, like, a lot of the late game bosses. This is so bad, but whatever. the run is pretty shit to begin with. A lot of the late game bosses just, like, completely don't work in multiplayer. Like, the Moonlord fight being a prime example of that. We, fuck, dude. We had already had plenty of examples of bosses not working in the past, but Moonlord especially is just, like, the fight is actively, like, at least twice as hard on multiplayer because it bugs out, and so the way it works in Calamity on Revengeance mode is, this is janky and I'm bad at this. Okay, can he do it? Can he do this jump? Ladies and gentlemen, Cisco! Fuck, I'm gonna die. Yes, he's actually done it and is not dead. Okay, wait, what do I do here? Skirt. Nope. Fuck. I think it was the, yeah, it's the second plant, or maybe, no, maybe it is the first plant. It is the first plant. What was I talking about? Yeah, Moonlord sucks in, multiplayer Calamity. The way it's supposed to work is, like, normally when you're fighting Moonlord in vanilla Terraria, you kill its eyeballs and then they pop out and are like little floaty guys that pester you, and that's the end of it. In Calamity Revengeance mode, the way it's supposed to work is the eyes pop out. Please don't overshoot that. I fucking hate it when that happens. The eyes are supposed to pop out and also still be in his hands and forehead. So he can still do his, like, regular attacks with the additional attacks that the floating eyeballs give. So basically, instead of removing the threat from one place and putting it in the other, like it does in vanilla Terraria, it just adds an additional threat onto what was already there. Which is fine. Only problem is in multiplayer, the health bars don't exactly work the way you would want them to. I honestly completely forget where this trigger is. So yeah, that's, oops. That's fine that I had to jump around there a little bit. It's like the first time I've been this far in the run for a while. I should maybe like shut the fuck up about Calamity and focus for a little bit. Just a bit. Forgive me. I know that that's not really what my stream is about. Ugh. I tend to put commentary ahead of everything else. This is bad. God damn it. But considering I'm this close to the end game of the run, I'd like to actually finish it in decent time. Or at least not complete embarrassing time. Like my personal best currently is. Okay. This level's not so bad. I got through that, like, decently fast, too. I'm not going to beat myself too bad about getting that second try. Though, I really shouldn't have any problems once I get up there. The tree part is definitely more consistent for me than the slope boost to get up there, so. Slight embarrassment that I couldn't get it the first time I got to the tree, but... Okay, I also forget, the lineup is, like, here? Okay, I was going to be really upset if I fucked up that lineup. I also just kind of forget what this is supposed to look like in general. Ooh. Nice, dude. That was smooth. I'm very deep, so I'm kind of afraid of drowning here, but I think I'm fine. This is looking not horrible. Dude, not bad. Considering I died in riddles, I didn't lose that much time there. This is pretty good. I'm gonna just focus on the run for a bit. Remind me, self, to get back to... What was I even talking about? Calamity? Who cares? I'm actually done with Calamity. I'll start a new discussion afterwards. There's not too much else to say about it. Calamity's good. It has problems. Oh yeah, Moonlord's broken. That's what I was saying. I can't really recommend it in multiplayer. All you need to know about it is that the fight doesn't work and makes it like twice as hard in multiplayer. Providence is also pretty broken in that Like, I had to solo Providence for us to progress past that point, because if one player dies, sometimes Providence will just disappear and the boss fight ends, when that's definitely not the way it's supposed to go. So, there are problems with Calamity, but whatever. Dude, I'm, like, so at a loss for what I'm doing at this part of the run. Like, goddamn, I should have practiced a little bit. I'm gonna make a save here. Oh, God. My camera movement there was pretty bad. Because I haven't practiced at all. Who would have thought? Oops, that's not the right button. What the fuck am I doing? Pressing all the wrong buttons on the keyboard. Alright, will he do it first try despite not practicing it at all and not doing it in like, oh fuck, this is how you can tell, I haven't practiced it all. And not doing it in like 2 weeks. Let's see. I don't even remember where I positioned myself. I think it was like about here. And then like about here. Okay. Sure. The answer is yes, he can do it with no practice and not playing it for 2 weeks. Dude's a legend. How the fuck did he get this good? I honestly can't answer that myself. He got the fast clip too. He's gonna flawless the spider section with perfect slash jumps. He hit him on the backslash there, dude. No one's stopping this guy. Actual legend. I'm feeling it right now. Oop. Okay, well that wasn't great. Oh, that was such a fast clip. Holy shit. I'm sweating a little bit because I know what I have to do next, and I'm not confident at all. I'm not confident at all. I practiced a lot. Like, I practiced a lot after my last stream, but it's been like 2 weeks since then, dude. I don't fucking remember what I'm doing. Oh, God. Going good so far. Don't snipe me. That was close. Little scary. Oh, my heart is pumping. This is the real adrenaline rush of the run. Okay, I knew that was gonna be jank. Oh, please don't. Please don't snipe me. Okay. Okay, I want to sit here for a little bit. I know that was slow to take that weight, but I like it when my... Oh, actually, I completely fucked it now that I think about it. Whatever. I'm so scared. I fucked my setup. Dude, I don't even remember what... Oh, God, and I'm already taking damage from the snipes. I'm dead as hell. Guaranteed. Yeah, because I started way back here. I'm going to play it extra safe and try and get rid of their aggro. I know that that's cowardly, but... Oh, God, he's not even unaggroed on me. I forget how I set this up. Honestly, I think it was like... I don't remember how I set this up. I'm just being real. Okay, thankfully it doesn't matter. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, no, why did I not long jump there? Fuck! Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Because I can still PP. I can still sub 20, which is so fucking funny. Oh, God. There were a lot of mistakes on this run, but honestly, pretty good. Pretty solid all around. First try inside info was unexpected. God, the cutscene's not at the place you think it is, Will. This is what you get for not playing for as long as you haven't played. I fucked up where I wanted Bilbo to reset after the... What's it called? Clip warp? Clip warp, that's it. I wanted him to be further back than he ended up being, but I didn't jump. Like, I want to walk here and then jump here. But it's... Oh, God, that was so awkward and bad. And my setup is bad here, too. Hopefully I don't accidentally trigger the cutscene. There you go. Nice. Hopefully the clip warp is good here. Hopefully I don't get sniped again. That was very unfortunate. Yes, okay, so I'm further back here. So hopefully they're not as aggro on me. Genuinely, I don't remember what my previous setup for this was. I had a setup that I was using. It's out of memory. It has left the memory banks. Oh, God. Oh, God, he's actually done it. Ah! Fuck. Okay. Well, this is gonna be a PB, assuming I don't, like, drastically fuck things up from this point on. It's hard to imagine this is not a PB. I'm shaking. It's been a while since I fuck. Since I fuck. True. True. True that. I don't know where I am, dude. Oh god. I'm scared I'm gonna fall out of bounds. I'm so awkward at this section in general, and not having done it for like 2 weeks. I keep saying 2 weeks, I know. Get a new thing to be funny about, Will. It's not even funny. God damn. I'm so nervous. I'm past the hard part too. Like it's just nerves lasting from the earlier trick, honestly. Takes a while for those to cool off. Cut it along the outside, and we've got a sub 20. Hopefully. Hopefully I don't, like, super fuck this up. So bad. Oh, yeah. No, 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 no. Sub 20, please. Please, sub 20. Fuck. Holy shit. That was a 10-minute gold. Ah. Thanks, Moose. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay, fucking up the first mid Clouds Burst sucks, but I don't know, I kind of expected it to happen after I got sniped doing the clip warp. Holy shit, dude. Okay. Well, that's a big step up from what it used to be. I might actually submit this run. There's a lot I could improve on. Clouds Burst is still my worst split out of all of them. I had a very quick death on Riddles. Other than, like, sloppy movement, it's been pretty good. There's no, like, huge fuck-ups I can think of outside of Clouds Burst. And, like, you know, I'm not even going to consider the Riddles a fuck-up because it was just kind of unlucky. All right. Fuck. I'll run it back. But good run. Good run. And I thought the commentary on it was decent, you know? So that's always nice. You can feel the shaking in my voice. Ah. Okay. Stop myself from coughing too loudly into the mic there. All right, fuck. What am I doing? I'm doing another one. I've decided. Oh god. Okay, let's do a little bit of Clouds Burst practice since I have the save in Inside Info. I should do a little bit of practice of Inside Info too. Like I was so fucking awkward here. It wasn't that slow, but I was stressed as fuck. So if I can... Why do I keep pressing F instead of R? Fuck. If I can reduce the nerves a little bit and feel more confident, then I'll probably lead me to a better Clouds Burst just by not shaking like a fucking dumbass. Alright, that feels decent. Yeah, it feels decent. He gets it every time. Make sure to save splits. Like manually? Doesn't live split just do it automatically? Or are you afraid that... Wait, no, yeah, doesn't it just do it automatically? Right? Am I insane? Have I... Like, I've never fucking used live split correctly. I'll be the first one to admit that. But, I thought that it just, like, I don't know. I thought it, like, kept your golds and stuff by default. Fuck. This I'm not afraid of at all, he says, dying. Oh god. Still teary-eyed after choking. At least I didn't choke on the run, you know? At least we got that to be excited about. Well, like, you know, I kinda did, depending on how you view the first death in Cloud's Burst. But I don't know. It's also just like, I didn't even fuck up the trick, I just got sniped. Like, what are you gonna do, dude? What are you gonna do? Unavoidable snipes. Just in case, I'll risk it. I've got the recorded evidence. If it really fucks up, I'll just, manually enter them. But I also don't really care that much. Trust me, it's better for me if I just get a 10-minute gold every single time I speedrun this game. If my splits are never saved, and if I can relive that golden moment, I'll do it every goddamn time. Okay, where's the save? There it is. I'm just gonna do a little bit of no cheating help practice here. I just want to try the, well, it's gonna be a little bit annoying without cheating to make my own save point, but I want to do the long jump at least a couple of times. I'm glad I didn't fuck that up on the run, because I am pretty inconsistent with this. Hee teasing. What the fuck is this? Minecraft. Is this the disc that's just like footsteps and shit? This is my favorite song. I thought I was getting fucking shot at. Alright. I'm cooling off now. I'm getting back to some normalcy. Let's get back into the banter for a bit here. I don't want to talk about Bilbo Dick Baggins for the rest of my... Can you believe it? They named him Dick Baggins. Full name, Dick Baggins. Unbelievably irresponsible. Yeah, what was I talking about? I said I was done with Calamity. Let's find a new topic. A new thrilling, exciting topic. So we stopped playing Calamity, because, I don't know, it kind of sucks ass after a little bit. I also just, like, get burnt out on Terraria really easily, because I have, you know, thousands of hours in it, so pretty understandable to get burnt out on. What was my setup here? I thought I had a consistent setup that didn't involve pressing F. I just completely forget. Like, I'm sure if I looked at my last stream, I could find it. I think it had something to do with holding Bilbo's stick out, but I don't remember what. Like, did I really just, like... I must have had... Well, there you go. That seems, like, consistent enough. Line Bilbo's stick up with, the corner of that pillar, maybe? Maybe a little bit to the left of it. Let's try it. A little bit to the left. Left seemed worse. Oh, no. No, left seemed better. A little bit to the left of the pillar. That was too far right. I mean, it's slow, but that's the consistent setup I'm gonna go with. Dude, I fucking nail it every time. I don't need to practice this. Fuck practice. If I fuck it up a million times in the run, that's on me. But doing runs is just more fun than doing practice. Delete. Alright, here we go. New run. New run. Do I have to fucking manually reset you, you little baby? You need me to coddle you? Reset. You have beaten some of your best times. Do you want to update them? Yes. There you go. It's saved. I do want to update them, Live Split. Thank you so much. Alright. Fuck, dude. How do I even get back into, like, the regular banter dialogue after that? I'm a sub 20 god now. Now all I have to do is sub 15. God, if I didn't die in Cloud's Burst, that maybe would have been a sub 18. That was looking good. But still, it's exciting to just have, like, a real run, you know? It's definitely not without mistakes, but I kind of did schmoove on it, though. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted, and now we'll never reach that high again. It's all resets from here, boys. Alright. Start bantering again. I think it's better if I autopilot. And that's not just because I think it's more fun to watch. Even though, like, I am, like, you know, not to stroke my ego a bit. I do that every night. But to be a little bit of an egomaniac, problematic, I would say that more than anything, I do care about the entertainment factor of the stream than what I'm actually fucking doing on the stream. And sometimes what I'm doing on the stream contributes to the entertainment factor. Like getting a fucking sick-ass sub 20, I would say that helps. But since most of the time I can't reach those, I have to make up for it with other avenues, like talking. Using the old oral tradition. Anyways, yeah, sorry. I make one joke and then I have to pause for the audience to clap. What else have I been doing? Enough about Calamity, enough about Terraria in general, enough about Minecraft, enough about my game engine, enough about AAA versus indie. These are all topics we've covered time and time again. Let's talk about something new. My mom, who I live with, for those who don't know. Damn it, that was close. I think my angle was too far to the left. My mom has been on vacation recently and just got back yesterday? I should probably know that. I think it was 2 days ago. I'm gonna practice this until I get it. Dude, I was so consistent. What happened? Like, this feels good. This feels like a good lineup. Maybe Bilbo's a little bit too far to the right, but that felt good. Like, I don't know what you want from me, Bilbo. That felt like a good lineup, and I think that you're dragging this goddamn team down. What else do you want from me? Ooh. He's being feisty again. I thought we had this under control. He's a little unpredictable sometimes. There you go. I think I was just fucking up my my timing with my jump input more than anything. Maybe when I was slashing was a little bit too early here and there. Anyways, yeah, my mom was on vacation until a couple of days ago. And, I mean, I don't have too much to say on that. She did almost die, apparently. Which, like, I don't know, dude. You go crazy on your vacations, but, like, fucking just scuba diving in general sounds terrifying. I fucking hate water. I hate, like, I don't understand how she does it and is, like, totally okay with being in, like, the deep depths of, I don't know how deep she dove, but, like, in theory, people do dive, like, 50 feet under or deeper. She was deep enough that she was diving with oxygen, you know? So I guess, did I say scuba diving? Is scuba diving not technically with oxygen? I don't actually know the right terminology if it isn't, but whatever. She was diving. She said that the waves were pretty rough on the surface of the water, so it was like knocking the entire like crew that she was with around. And she normally doesn't get motion sick, but she was getting like real bad seasickness from it and had to throw up. So she went to the instructor and was like, hey, you know, like signaling as best as she could that she wanted to go up. And they were near the end of the trip anyways, but like when you're that deep underwater, you can't just go up fast enough. And so obviously the instructor knew that well enough that like if she really had to throw up, she wasn't going to make it to the surface in time, so she might as well just do it now. And she did like maybe the worst thing you could do, which was pull out her you know, her air mask, and originally was planning to just throw up into the water, which is like instant death. You will die if you throw up like underwater, however many feet under she was, because it's just an automatic bodily response. Like, I don't think no matter how much goddamn control over your body you have, it's just like instinctual that you're going to take a breath immediately after vomiting. And obviously not so great when you're surrounded by water. But thankfully, after her instructor probably freaked the fuck out a little bit, and she knew that she wasn't supposed to do that, so she had the common sense to put it back in and throw up into the circulator or air thing or whatever the fuck it's called, which is what you're supposed to do. But that must have sucked. As someone who doesn't like being underwater in, like, the open ocean at all, I can't fucking imagine how scary that must have been. Like, the only experiences I've had with bad water thinking I'm about to drown is at our fucking, like, tiny little lake in Lake Livingston. Represent Lake Livingston. Represents the small-ass Texas lake that I think a lot of people have property on. Anyways, don't really care. Point is, yeah, it's not where you would expect to have like terrifying water experiences, but there were a couple of times where, dude, it's not life-threatening at all, but I just fucking hate it when you feel like a large fish brush up against you. That is, like, actually, to me, the most fucking terrifying thing in the world. Like, I know that Lake Livingston has, like, nothing dangerous in it. Like, the most dangerous thing it has is, like, a gar. Like a, what are they called? Alligator gar? I forget. The crocodile. Whatever the full name for gar is. Like, I guess they can be dangerous, but, like, they'll basically completely ignore you unless you're, like, going out of your way to upset them somehow, though I don't know how you would when you can't fucking see anything in Lake Livingston. It's like mud-ass brown year long. Swimming at the surface of deep water is scary. Yeah, no, I fucking hate it. You know, I haven't done it that much, but, like, just, like, maybe I would be okay with it if it was, like, completely see-through, like the clearest crystal water you could imagine. But in all of the water that I've been in, not being able to see, like, where you are or what's around you or what's underneath you is awful. Like, I just hate that. Like, I have, like, enough of a fucking deep water phobia that even the, like, abyss in the Calamity mod, the first time I, like, went under the surface of the ocean in Terraria and saw that it was just, like, a deep fucking pit underneath, I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like anything to do with it. Damn it, dude. If you didn't ledge grab there, that would have been slick. Could have made it to the second platform. Anyways, yeah, I hate it. The only time I've actually felt danger in the water, though, I mean, look, I felt danger when, like, a fucking fish brushed up against me, but that's not real danger. The only time I felt danger and it was, like, understandable was, we had a knee board, which is just as cool as you can get, dude. A fucking knee board, that we would pull along with our boat, and, one particular bad crash with the knee board, I got the air knocked out of me, and I was underwater. So, like, I immediately inhaled some water, which is, like, just in and of itself terrifying. And at this point, I was, like, panicking, because you've got your knees strapped into this fucking, you know, piece of wood, or whatever the fuck it is, plastic, who cares? And, you're strapped in, stuck, like, underwater. Ooh. Oh, come on! That was so bad. And I was, like, choking, too. So, like, I was struggling with, like, water in my lungs coughing up, to, like, unstrap myself from this so that I could get a breath of fresh air. And thankfully, I came out unscathed. Well, I say unscathed. Probably with, like, minor lung damage, but who cares about that anyways? It was, yeah, it was definitely the scariest, probably the only time I've actually been close to death in my life. And I wouldn't do it again. I literally, I don't think that I ever went on the knee board ever again. To this day, even though we sold our lake house and don't have a boat or any access to knee board. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. I probably would at this point. It's been long enough. But still, it was a bad experience. Wouldn't recommend. If anybody was thinking about nearly drowning under a kneeboard, not my favorite moment. I would look for other sources of thrill seeking. I'm sure you could do better by like jumping out of a plane and having your parachute not work correctly. That always seems fun. Shift button doesn't work. Fuck, dude, why did that happen? Times like these, I wish I had the full input display. This makes up for it. Yeah, I don't know. I do hate, like, deep water stuff, but, like, at the lake, I knew that, like, even though I couldn't touch the ground, like, and we did, even though I can't, like, I can't imagine myself doing that today, but, like, when I was younger and not as afraid of, like, not knowing what was beneath me, we would, you know, we would take off our life vests and push each other under as fast as we could till we could touch the ground. And, like, as a kid, you know, being maybe, like, 4 foot, probably a little bit more than that, but, you know, a small size, the amount of depth that was beneath our feet on the surface was only, like, okay, the music is killing me here. The amount of depth that was beneath us was only, like, an extra body height of myself, so 8 feet deep in total. The water was never that deep at the parts that we swam at. So I think I could swim in that, but I definitely wouldn't want to be shoved under the water until I hit the fucking seabed. No thank you. Especially because, like, I think the reason we stopped doing that is because I fucking felt like a clam or something on the surface. I hate sea life, dude. Can all sea life, even though it's, like, you know, the main source of oxygen in the world, can we just, like, kill all sea life, except fish, maybe? But, like, keep all fish in farm environments so that there's not a single free-living fish alive? I think that would really help my phobias, if we could just go ahead and do that. I don't know, just the feeling of, like, even seaweed. On, like, not freshwater body of water in fucking Galveston. I hate it, dude. I just hate, like, the slimy feeling of, like, something alive underneath me. It's gross. Clams especially, because sometimes those bitches will, they'll have their mouths, like, slightly open when you step on them. And that's not a pleasant feeling. It's not bad enough, although I'm sure you probably could cut your foot on one. Most of the time, it's just a general ew kind of feeling than an actual danger to your foot's health. I don't like it, though. Alright, what the fuck am I talking about? I was talking about my mom nearly drowning. Yeah, that sucks. Sucks, dude. Sorry that happened to you, or congratulations, or whatever. She's back from vacation. I enjoy the time I have off by myself. It is, I definitely order in more than I should, but also, like, I just enjoy my own cooking more than my mom's cooking. Like, I appreciate when she cooks for us, but, like, at the same time, I'm like, aw, dude. Another day of eating rice that's so fucking overcooked and glutinous that it just becomes a solid fucking paste. Rice has gotta be, like, one of the worst foods to overcook. Like, I can deal with meat that's well done. I lived the majority of my life eating steaks in my family that were well done. Like, you put enough fucking sauce on that, it makes up for it, but rice is just irreparable. There's nothing you can do to save overcooked rice. It's just done for, dude. On the contrary, Brussels sprouts. While rice is definitely one of the worst foods to overcook, Brussels sprouts have gotta be up there for worst food to undercook. I mean, you got people out here eating, like, fucking blue-ass steaks which is disgusting, and I don't understand why people want their meat that raw. I've only just recently started eating, like, raw sushi, and I like it. But, like, especially raw beef, I'm like, that doesn't even taste good to me. Like, when I get a steak that's too rare, and, like, all I can taste is that fucking, like, bloody taste of uncooked beef, I just can't get into it, man. I don't see any appeal to that. You know, I'm not recommending well done as an alternative, but, like, I probably would take a well done steak to a blue one. Or even just, like, a fucking rare. Like, I don't get, well, no. At a good place, I'll get my steak rare, but, like, I would never trust a homemade steak that was rare, so I'm glad they tend to lean more on the well-done side of things. But anyways, what am I fucking talking about? Yeah, Brussels sprouts are fucking ass if you don't cook them long enough. Like cook those bitches till they're tender, please. Like, it's not just the tenderness that gets to you. It's just they actually taste like fucking raw ass, dude. When Brussels sprouts aren't cooked, they're so bad. And this has to be, like, why were Brussels sprouts fucking, like, the joke food, like, the bottom tier vegetable for so long? They're so good when they're, like, cooked properly. It just has to be, like, an entire generation of families fucking boiling, like, every single vegetable they ate. Which, don't get me wrong, is, like, the healthier option, but yeah, I don't even think if you cooked it properly, a boiled Brussels sprout would taste good. Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm probably dead. Yep. If I didn't hesitate on the first platform, that would have been good, but I hesitated and decided after the fact that I was going to go for the second platform. Alright. Learn from your mistakes. Do better. I'm actually losing runs of my own misdoings. That's good. I like to see that. Not the biggest fan of dying to a random bat shot or losing time to a rock falling on my head. But if I fuck something up, I'll own it. I won't like it, but I'll own it. Alright, I've surely got more interesting topics to talk about. Come on, dude, it's been 2 weeks. What else do you have to say for yourself? I think last time I was talking about Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, like, for seemingly no end, because, again, Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, for those who don't know, if you like JRPGs in any sense, or if you're just looking for a game with a I don't even know if I want to call the game... The story of the game, I don't know how to approach it. I hazard to say it's a good story, though I do think it's good. The basis of the story, I don't even want to be that guy who's like, you can't write about this kind of topic. But I don't know. To me, if you're writing a story about a somewhat already, like, sad topic, and, like, the I don't know, it just feels like a shortcut, right? Like, it's the fucking ethos shortcut. Like, I don't even think you have to be, let's phrase it this way, you have to be a good writer to tackle it in, like, a respectful manner. And I do think that they did. But it's hard to judge the story on its own merits because, I don't know, to me, I'm just like, no matter how you look at it, like, it's just a sad situation, so of course the story is going to make me feel something, like, you know? If it was a game about the journey of a dead dog's passage to the afterlife, like, you can probably do that in a fun and, you know, nice way that's not, like, too over the top with it being a sad message of, oh, this is a dead dog. And that's exactly what I think the story of Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass does. It handles it in, like, a mostly fun way and doesn't, like, sit on the topic ever, really. Like, the topic is there, and you piece it together as the story unfolds. Like, you'll get bits and pieces that make your theories turn into, oh yeah, no, this is just actually what the story is about and what the developer's going for. And that's what I would like to see, you know, out of a story like it. So I think it is a well-told story. It just does things right. I'm talking about Jimmy too much. I'm sorry. I like the game. I think it's a really good game. But I think I hinted at the fact that I was going to maybe try and get an interview with the developer. I did, you know. I don't have a lot of pull. Like, I'm not sure for anyone who sees this. Not sure if you're aware. I don't exactly have the influencer status that can get me a lot of interesting interview gigs. But this was one that I was fairly confident I might be able to get going. Yeah, Casey, right? Fuck, that is their name, right? It's been a while since I saw their name. But they were nice about it, and they actually, like, at first, they gave me hope and that I might be able to get an interview with them, but they're working very hard on their next game because they're trying to get a Kickstarter going for it. So, you know, I have no experience with that kind of stress, but I imagine that's got to be hard. And they're working with other people on their new game as well. So, like, I understand the pressure of wanting to get things out there and not have a lot of time for a silly little interview for the game you made years ago. So that's fair. No hard feelings. But something worth mentioning, because, like, oh, dude, it was hard to get a contact with them. Like, I tried Twitter, but they have their Twitter DMs closed to probably only mutuals if I... Oh, that felt good. That felt good. I guess I jumped too early. Maybe my angle might have been scuffed. Who knows? Like a little T-pose Bilbo spawn action in there. Yeah, I could not find, like, a respectable way to contact them at all. So, like, I already feel fucking weird for how I approached them with the interview. Like, I was so apologetic at first, because I was like, I know this is, like, not the fucking channel to do this kind of thing, but I couldn't find, any better channel. So, like, I saw that they had, a fucking Discord channel linked for Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, and I just fucking DM'd them through their Discord. Just, like, not good practice for anyone wondering how to go about scoring an interview. This is probably, like, I can't believe he even gave me, like, the time of day to fucking talk to me and answer my question whether he would do the interview. But, yeah, don't do that. It's I felt uncomfortable doing it, but at the same time, I was like, well, yeah, what other choice do I have? I'm fucking dumb enough to make myself look bad to this person I've never met. Let's do it. So I DM'd them through their Discord, but most notably, their Discord is a wild fucking place. I have never seen... Like, Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass, like, it's a niche game. Like, despite being a very good game, I would say it's fairly, like, heavily underrated. Like, I never hear literally anybody talk about Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. Like, the only other person I've seen play it is Tolomeo. And yeah, outside of that, I don't know of anybody who's played the game, but certainly no one talks about it. So, it was very surprising to see, like, such a, you know, small niche community be so fucking active. Like, that Discord is the most active Discord I have ever been in, period. And it's for such a niche thing. I don't know how they managed to pull that together, but, like, goddamn, clearly a lot of people, I guess, like Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass enough to engage with the thriving Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass community. But it really is true. Like, one of the first things they said to me is, like, hardly anybody talks about Jimmy anymore. Like, no one was talking about Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass. There were, like, new people who showed up like me that would, you know, ask one or two questions. But outside of that, like, the bulk of the people talking, and goddamn were they talking, basically nonstop. And still, to this day, I guarantee if I pulled up the Discord, we've still got active people talking in it, like, every fucking hour of every day. Yeah, anyways, that sentence structure really didn't leave me any room to continue it, so I'm just gonna cut that sentence there. What am I saying? Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, literally, as soon as I joined the Discord, I had multiple people at me and say, hi, how's it going? Like, what's up with you? What are you doing here? Like, I as not a very social person, was like so thrown back and like put out of my comfort zone immediately. Like these complete fucking strangers being like, let's be friends. Which is like, sure, I mean, if you're looking for fucking friends, go play Jimmy and the Pulsating Mass and get in that Discord. Like, I've never seen a more like actively welcoming community. I say actively welcoming. I mean, it's, you know, it's what you would expect from a loosely moderated Discord community. If you're super fucking politically politically correct, that's a bad. You don't want to do that spoonerism. Out of all the spoonerisms, that one leaves a pretty bad acronym. Politically correct, not the other way around. Yeah, if you're like ultra politically correct, I don't know, you might get offended, but certainly an active community of very excitedly friendly people in there. I didn't even know what to do, like, especially looking at, like, the Discord has, like, it has, like, double the amount of people in it than my Discord, but, like, that's not a lot. Like, going from 200 to 400, that is not a huge jump there, and it is by far more active than Discords I've been a part of that have thousands of people in it. Like, it's insane to me. But yeah, looking at my Discord, I'm like, god damn, how did he do it? How do I get people to fucking talk in my Discord? It seems impossible. I got 200 fucking people in there. I bring up a topic that anybody might find interesting. I just get hit with silence, dude. It's sad. It's sad. I try and keep my Discord, like, a little active. Like, it was good for a little bit of people talking about Bounty Below, but also, like, how much can you talk about Bounty Below, right? There's nothing interesting to talk about there. No one wants to talk about Bounty Below, dude. So, I tried to, I fucking... per request, I added a meme channel to my Discord. As by far the biggest mistake I've made in my professional career. Immediately removed it the next day. I was like, this is, I mean, no offense if you're a huge epic meme lord, but I found it absolutely unbearable to look at, and beyond not finding anything that was posted there funny, I'm also like, dude, I have to moderate this shit. Like, this is not fun to sit through, like, multiple minute-long videos just to make sure it doesn't show someone's asshole at the end of it. So, yeah, that got axed pretty quickly. But at the same time, I don't know, maybe I would rather have, like, an inactive Discord. It's easier that way for sure. Like, I don't have to check on too much to make sure no one's acting out of hand. But, like, I don't know, it's also like, I'm at the point where, like, I feel like I do have to read basically every message, which is not a good feeling. And I should probably, like, try and lean off that. But, like, also, I don't know, it's kind of exciting to see people talk in your Discord. The thing that's going to have to change is, like, I probably do need at least, like, one person who just, like, joined the Discord and has no relation to me outside of the Discord and, like, playing my game or watching my stream or whatever. I need at least one moderator like that. Just so, like, I don't know. Not even to moderate, honestly. Like, look, being a mod for me is probably the worst fucking job because I don't want to do any work. So, like, if anything actually goes wrong, I'll just be like, I don't know, fucking blame it on the only moderator who's not me, dude. I didn't do anything wrong. I probably would be a little bit better than that, but yeah, I don't know. Just having someone someone other than me as an actual moderator so that at least people can, like... Because, I don't know, I feel like people, I'm just gonna reset this. I feel like people would feel a little bit weird about DMing me specifically, like the creator of the Discord, if, like... I don't want people to think that. Like, if something actually went out of hand and, like, someone crossed a line that shouldn't have been crossed, then, yeah, feel free to, like, message me or DM me in the Discord and be like, hey, fucking ban this piece of shit, because I'll do it, dude. I've never banned anyone in my life. I've got a fucking fully loaded Magnum on Discord bans. I'm just itching to pull that trigger. What happened? I got a sub 20 run, if that's what you're talking about. Unless, like, I don't know, did I fucking forget to wear pants this stream? Like, that joke's only funny to me because, like, I know the obvious thing is, hey, Will, not sure if you noticed, but we can't see your pants with your webcam. That's what's funny to me, dude. Don't take away my humor, okay? This is my moment. That joke's for me and me alone. I feel like I don't have that rapport with people where I can make jokes that are, you know, just absolute nonsense dumb shit. And people will get that it's a joke. Like, speaking of my Discord, literally in my Discord, like fucking yesterday, I tried to pull some very obvious sarcasm, and they immediately took me seriously. I posted a video, and Nitro was here earlier, so I'm gonna fucking drag them for a bit. I posted a video that I thought was interesting, and I guess this is how I can pivot to talking about the documentaries and the Roblox shit, but it was the Roblox documentary I briefly touched upon earlier. I linked it and was like, this is like the saddest fucking situation I've ever seen. This is like a pathetic, complete lack of care for its users, and it's repulsive, and I hate it, and whatever the fuck. I didn't go that deep into it, but I believe that. It's a very sad situation. But literally, like, it was fast enough that I was suspicious of it. Like, less than a second after I linked the video, Nitra came in and said, TLDR? Can I get a TLDR for this? This video's too long. I'm like, dude, if you've got such little going on for you right now that you're just, like, browsing my Discord waiting for something to be said in it, like, you got the time for that video. Don't play ignorant on that one. So I threw some sarcasm, and I hit them with, well, first they said they wanted to go to bed, which, like, I don't know. Looking at their message history, their sleep schedule seems about as fucked up as mine is, so maybe they were going to bed, though, give them the benefit of the doubt. So I hit them with some sarcastic snark, you know? I said, oh yeah, I did forget that YouTube videos expire hours after they're linked. I mean, truth be told, I guess that is a thing that you can do in a Discord channel, but, like, literally inches above that message, you can see a video in bed that was from, like, multiple days ago. So if you thought that I was being serious, the proof is right there to prove otherwise. But, even after doing the /S, dude, the explicit sarcasm tag to get my point across, I don't think they got it. Yeah, okay. Like, yeah, so you said you have the time to watch the video, but you asked for a TLDR too. Like, look, you're my girlfriend. If we're going to be talking about things anyways while we're playing Minecraft, of course I'm going to bring up and talk about the thing that I watched with you, but that doesn't mean I want to put everything I said into text format for, you know, this guy that's talked to me a handful of times in my Discord. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate that someone out there is trying to talk in my Discord, but at the same time, like, dude, that ain't worth the effort. I'm not giving you a TLDR on a 20-minute video. And that's the other thing, like, if it was a few hours long, like, if it was a full-fledged, like, movie-length documentary, I'd be okay with it. I'd be like, sure, yeah, you know, here's... I wouldn't even wait for the TLDR to be asked. I would probably just preface it by saying what the video is about and explaining it a bit. But, like, a 20-minute video, like, you can find some time for that. Like, if you care, and that's the thing, like, if you don't care enough to do it, then, like, why are you caring enough to ask? Like, if you don't think the situation surrounding Roblox is interesting in the slightest, then, like, you know, I don't need to do the work for you. If you don't really care, why am I going out of the way to tell you? How many runs have I finished? Do you mean, like, to completion? Do you mean total? Do you mean today? To completion today, 1. I've done 1 run. How many runs have I attempted? Probably close to 100. So, looking good, looking good. That's the batting average you want to see. I'm probably going to end it pretty soon. I don't think I'm going to do the fun thing today, because I'm going to be real. Fucking sweating it up in my room. It's not exactly winter season in Texas yet. Things are getting pretty fucking hot still. So, yeah, dude, I'm sweaty. I don't want to be here. I'm gonna fucking ditch soon. Wait, did I ever... I'm so glad I never got to riddles. I don't think I ever reset my game after riddles. Let me make sure I do that. Maybe I did reset it, but I'm just being extra cautious here because that would be a very unfortunate way to lose a run. Alright, let me set the priority. Yeah, Moose, what are you doing, dude? I'm supposed to trust you on this kind of thing. The only person who knows anything about Hobbit.
A hobbit with no idea.
I look for I look for basically any opportunity to put the blame off myself. Sorry, I know, egomaniac. Sorry. I'm working on it. I'm just like being toxic is like a route to become a better person, you know? Like, you can't blame me for being toxic. Like, this is just me working on myself. And if you get trampled on in the way, like, there's nothing I could have done. Like, I'm just being a better person every day, you know? Alright, what the fuck was I talking about? I honestly don't fucking remember. I can talk about gaslighting my girlfriend more, that's always fun. Oh, man. That was a joke, by the way. That was a joke. I feel like I have to be extra cautious. Not in fear of being canceled, because, like, as much as I talk about joke being canceled, like, people make so much of a big deal about cancel culture. It's so fucking funny. Like, everybody who puts a really strong argument against cancel culture... I don't want to be the guy, but, like, I'm telling you, dude, you gotta be sussed of those dudes. Like, people that go out of their way to complain about the state of cancel culture, they're doing something they know they shouldn't be doing on the side. They're hiding some secrets. You don't want to look at their DMs. If those DMs ever get leaked, be concerned. Avoid engaging with them. It's surely going to bite you at some point. Anyways, yeah, I've got loads of topics, dude. I've got so many things to talk about. Like, you wouldn't even believe it. But because I'm, like, such a egomaniac, I'm just gonna, like, keep them to myself. There's something, like... Oh, that's powerful, dude. To have anecdotes and to not share them. What must that be like? To not have your life be constantly online. I'm definitely too online. I think about that a bit recently. I should try and isolate a little bit. And I mean, that's partially why I took like a 2-week break from streaming. It's helped. Like I've been saying I want to be streaming more frequently, and it's true. I would like to stream more frequently than I have been. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It's not like I've got anything to lose. Like, I should be thankful of this situation where, like, you know, I don't have that many viewers, and certainly not many regular viewers. So, like, if I take a break for a couple weeks, it's not that big of a deal. Like, oh no, I go from average 0 viewers to average 0 viewers. The horrors. Like, this is the life I've been living. It's, you know, it's just kind of how streaming is. Like, I don't know, streaming is so fucking weird. I feel like I should rescind the statement that, like, one of the easy routes into streaming is, like, knowing someone who's already popular. Because I feel like that's less true than it used to be. I feel like, I mean, it's partly just because, like, it's gotten way harder to get noticed in this industry than it used to be, obviously, when there were just less people doing it. But I feel like previously the pull of just, like, knowing someone who was already established and popular, like, you can pivot your career off that instantly. I think, like, Sips is a good example of that. Like, he was, like, I think just acquainted with, like, the Yogscast guys, and then they started to blow up. And one day, they were just like, hey, you want to do a live stream with us? Like, someone ditched on us, so if you want to join us, you're welcome to. And he's still doing it to this day. Like, that's all it takes to start a career doing this kind of thing in, like, the early 2000s when no one else was. Not to say that, like, I don't know, Sips doesn't deserve where he is, because he certainly puts in hours. But anyways, you know, I don't really watch Sips, so I feel weird kind of talking about him like this. But anyways, it's not in a bad light at the very least. Sorry to Witwix for the stream that I talked about you on. Anyways. Yeah, I see people, like, people that I have streamed with, like, much larger channels, and it's, I don't know, it's sad to me that, like, that doesn't even do it anymore. Like, it's so fucking hard to do anything with streaming. I'll say Al, a guy I used to do races with, like, and look, Al's numbers have, like, they've been really, I mean, compared to, you know, how they used to be, they've been really good lately. He's averaging, like, around 10 viewers most days, which is certainly more inspiring than anything I've put up. So good on Al. But also, like, man, he's streamed with some decently popular streamers, and I'm just like, it's surprising to see that doesn't have the pull. And, like, you know, in the Hobbit community as well, like, I saw Hark is a guy who does things with simple flips fairly regularly. Maybe not fairly regularly, but regularly for sure. I could have made that second hop there. And, yeah, I tuned into Hark's stream today, because I, you know, truth be told, never tuned into a stream. I watched some of his VODs, to like, learn how to do tricks more consistently. But, I've never seen his stream live until today when he was doing something with simple flips today. And, I mean, I don't want this to be mean-spirited. I don't mean it in a bad way, Hark, if you see this. But, I mean, the truth of the matter is, like, it doesn't do what it used to. Like, just knowing simple flips and doing things with him regularly to this day, like, does not have the pull that it would have if, you know, they had been doing this kind of thing earlier. So, like, as many times as I've talked about, you know, strategies or, like, how you could become a streamer doing just Twitch exclusively, which, I mean, at this point, I truly believe there's, like, no options to like, get popular on Twitch only through Twitch. Like, there's always been a luck element to it, but nowadays the luck element is so fucking bloated that, like, I don't even know, like, if you actually expect anything to come out of streaming other than it just being, like, a fun thing you do on the side, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, unless you're fucking working your ass off networking and that kind of thing, it seems like an impossible task. The only real way I see, like, new streamers popping up is if they're already popular from doing other things and just pivot to streaming. Because, like, why wouldn't you? It's fucking easy as hell. All you have to do is, like, talk. And, like, even the majority of the competition on Twitch doesn't do that. Like, you know? It's, it doesn't really matter how much you work, though, if you're just doing it on Twitch. Which, I gotta, like, it's hard to internalize that, and, like, the numbers will probably always affect me when I look back at them at the end of the stream. But, like, you gotta try. You gotta try and internalize that no matter how much effort you put into it, like, Twitch is probably never gonna repay the favor. Like, Twitch seems to, like, actively despise their affiliates. So, I don't know, man. Amazon certainly doesn't care. Unless you're making them money, I don't think they'll stick their neck out for you if you ever get into any trouble. But I don't know, man. It's yeah. Well, it gets to me, and it probably gets to literally everybody who streams. Like, damn, dude. I don't mean to, like, put a pity party on Hark. Like, I think he's funny and, like, obviously really fucking good at The Hobbit and good at games in general. It's like, man, it's I don't know what you do. Like, I don't know how you get noticed on Twitch anymore. He does, like, I'm not gonna say he has nothing. He has more active viewers than I do, so he's certainly come farther than I have with streaming, but to know that, like, what I thought were the only routes of getting successful on Twitch aren't even really true anymore, is like, there's genuinely no hope for anybody. Like, the only way you can do it is by already being a noted person in the influencer space. Like, at this rate, I don't fucking know what I'm hoping on. Because, like, I'm probably going to have to get another minimum wage job soon. Which, again, I mentioned that last stream. But, like, I'm probably going to be... Well, hopefully. I'm hopefully going to be streaming more consistently than once every 2 weeks. I think I can pump the numbers up higher than, like, 2 times a month. Hopefully. But, so yeah, I don't know. I guess I was gonna say expect the streams to stay sporadic and inconsistent, but maybe they'll get better. Who knows? I've certainly just been, like, wasting a lot of time playing Minecraft and stuff recently. I say wasting, you know? It's fun. I'm in my early 20s. I can spend a little bit of my time to have fun while I have it. Anyone else get, like, super depressed on work expectations in America? Or just me? Like, dude, I don't know. I don't want to get, like, all political like I always do, but, like, what do you do in a world that's constantly moving towards automation and still keep the expectation that, like, everybody in society has to work, like, a full work week and you know, not care about the fact that the number of jobs, like, diminishes year by year? Like, I don't know. At this rate, it feels like we're just arbitrarily making jobs for the sake of making jobs. Like, a lot of like, fucking, what the hell is a Walmart greeter? What the fuck is a greeter in general? That job does not need to exist. You were, like, stripping all the humanity away from someone to turn them into a goddamn signpost, dude. Like, we're better than that, right? Like, us as a society, we can work past that. We can work past these jobs that don't need to exist, and you know, take care of each other to the point that we're allowed to have, hopefully, at some day, creative freedom over what we want to do. Like, I feel like that's the saddest part about it when you ask someone, like, what do they want to do when they grow up? It's because, like, I'm sure that most people would give you... I mean, just look at, like, kids, right? I mean, look, maybe that's not a fair example to look at kids because, like, a lot of kids will just say, I want to be an astronaut with, like, no understanding of how difficult that actually is, right? So, like, maybe don't look at kids, but, like, especially by middle school, I'm sure a lot of kids would know what they want to do, but, like, just understand that it's completely unsustainable. And, like, you can't make a career out of that. Like, I should be that. I should be the guy who understands that, like, I want to make games, right? Like, I have the talents at this point. I have the experience at this point. I can make games, but, like, I can't make money off of it. Like, I think I'm confident enough, and maybe this is ego flexing a little bit. I'm confident enough that the next game I make could be a success. I'm not going to say it will be a success, but I'm confident enough in my abilities that I could make a good game that I am, at the very least, happy with. So, what was I saying? I got distracted by reading the fucking comment about receipts, because in my head, I'm like, who gives a shit if someone's stealing something? I don't know. Theft owns, dude. Fuck off with the fact that the job exists is so that they can check receipts. Most of the time, greeters don't even check receipts. Like, I don't fucking know. Like, even though they're probably supposed to check your receipts at, like, the grocery store I go to, they never fucking do. Unless you're like, I don't know, unless maybe black people are getting profiled and I'm not noticing it, but me as a white guy walking through the store, I never get profiled for my receipt. Yeah, that's because you're white? Okay. I knew it was coming! I knew it was coming, so I said what I said ahead of time. But, anyways. I mean, you can be cynical all you want, but I still feel like it's a pointless job. It doesn't need to exist. Anyways, yeah, what was I saying? I feel like most middle schoolers, you could ask them if they could make money doing anything they wanted to. Like, if you preface the question by saying, no matter what you choose to do, you will be able to live comfortably doing that. I guarantee you every fucking buddy would have a good, solid answer for what they actually want to do. And, you know, I'm sure you wouldn't get a ton that are actually, quote-unquote, productive to society. You, especially nowadays, get a lot of people who are like, I want to be a live streamer. Like, look at this dumbass, dude. You think... you think that has any benefit to society? Look at me. Look at what I'm doing. I'm doing fucking Hobbit speedruns. I'm sure you would get a lot of people who are like, yeah, I just want to play video games for the rest of my life. And sure, but, like, also, like, I know this is like extreme woke leftism, but, like, who cares? Why does everybody have to contribute to society? I mean, I don't know. That's honestly, if anything, anti-leftist, depending on how far you're leaning. But, like, it's true though. Like, we're every single fucking year that goes by inching closer towards there genuinely not being enough jobs for everyone. And why is that seen as a shift button don't work? Why is that seen as a bad thing? Like, isn't that the sign of things actually going well for the country? That you've got your needs so accounted for that you don't have enough jobs? Like, I don't know. I just can't get it past this. I mean, obviously there's many problems because, like, how can I say that society is anywhere close towards, you know, like a minimum basic income when, like, we don't even fucking take care of our homeless at all? I think there's no hope for the ideal of not having to work. But I don't know. The question will have to be brought up at some point. If you were getting paid well enough and wasn't working too many hours, you would totally be cool picking up litter or sorting mail or something. I mean, sure, there's something to be said about, like, doing bad jobs. Well, I don't even know, like, what do you... I don't even know what you're saying there. Are you saying, like, just, like, a fucking stay-at-home life? Because cleaning litter and sorting mail are, like, things you just have to do. Like, regardless of whether you have a job or not, that is something that, I mean, anyone who has any sort of residence has to deal with sorting mail, and if you have cats, there's the necessary responsibility. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. It fucking sucks. Like, In public? Okay, see, that's what I was saying. Like, I wasn't sure if you were talking about, like, litter in the sense of people's trash they throw on the ground, or... But okay. I get it. I understand. She was saying job. But that's aside the point, I think. Like, yeah, obviously, if you didn't have to work many hours, but I don't know. I still think that, like, the discussion needs to be taken away from the job at all. Like, the fact that there is always an expectation. Why am I not getting the slash here? There, maybe not the expectation, but the opposite. There's like an absolute refusal of the ideal that we should ever let somebody live if they're not constantly being productive in every moment of their life. Like, I feel like it's just gonna crumble away at some point, and probably not within my lifetime. Why do I get extra dialogue there? I think I'm talking to Gandalf on accident. I don't think any time within my lifetime. I think I'm reading the painting. Is that what's happening there? I'm accidentally getting flavor text. I don't know what I'm saying here. I guess what I'm saying is, at some point, there will be a decision that maybe not a decision, but there has to be some discussion about, like, not everybody can work, not everybody should work, and it's an unreasonable expectation that everybody should work. I feel that there's plenty of people that, if given the funding, would do productive things to society. I mean, you know, do you call art productive if you're the kind of person who looks at someone who's painting and say that's not productive to society? Then honestly, kind of fuck you, but also, like, I don't know, it's so fucking annoying to me that someone can put, like, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into work, but because it's not profitable, they don't see it as a real job. Like, you can be the most talented artist of the world and just go completely unnoticed, live a life of, like, more or less squalor, like, unable to afford rent, not being able to eat every night. Like, I don't think Vincent van Gogh was that bad off, but, like, I think that's a pretty good example of someone who, like, devoted a lot of their life into what they created and saw absolutely nothing come of it. And, I mean, people look at that situation and go, that's so sad, but, like, that's literally how we treat people every day. It's, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I'm getting, like, preachy at this point, so I don't think there's any reason in continuing the discussion, but it is upsetting. Like, I'd be happy. I'd be a happier citizen if I could just, you know, do work at the speed and rate that I currently do on my game, and, you know, maybe I wouldn't get as many games out in my lifetime, but I would still be working on the things that I care about. And, you know, whether or not you say that making games is productive to society, I mean, I just don't believe that profit is a valid justification for something being worth it to society. Because that's all people use it as. It's like, if you're not making money off of this, you gotta do something else because nobody benefits from it, is kind of the message, right? Like, if you can't live off of it, it's because what you're doing isn't worth it. But anyway, sorry. You know, that's my political tangent of the stream. I'll pull it back into more harmless dialogue. My fucking shoulder, ankle, wrist. Which body part is this? My elbow. I'm getting a slight bit of gamer elbow from bilboing too hard. Keyboard inputs are pretty bad for repetitive stress injury. So I'm gonna wrap it up soon. I feel like I definitely had other things to talk about, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I get kind of, like, paranoid about that. I'm gonna read chat now since my girlfriend sent a number of messages here. Oh, no, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah, I guess that's another separate discussion that's probably easier to propose, right? That's probably more worthwhile in the current state of America, at the very least. Like, it's not worth really talking about, you know, minimum basic income whatsoever, because, like, we're so far away from even having good health care. Like, the idea that you would actually just get money for doing nothing, like, I mean, I don't know. I can say what I what I truly think about the way that some people cast their votes, but I've already had enough political discussion. Just to talk about it, I will say that, yeah, it's probably a more constructive discussion to just talk about the fact that, like, there are jobs that you can work full-time and still not make a living. So that's probably more important to bring up first. Though it doesn't really suit my selfish means of just wanting to make video games regardless of whether they're ever successful. It's just what I have fun doing. But I don't know. I feel like I'm done. I'm gonna cut it. I had more to talk about. I'm cutting it though. That's the end of that discussion. I'll just go on tangents and tangents and tangents, and that'll be the rest of the stream. So I'll try and keep it from devolving into that level of discourse, because I've talked about it enough. It's fine. What else do I have to talk about? Fuck. I talked about the failed interview. I talked about my Discord. I talked about basically everything. I was gonna say that, like, that does kind of get to me. I get, like, paranoid when I haven't streamed for a long time, because I feel like when I do stream, I'm gonna forget, like, everything I have to talk about. I think I mostly covered the like, major points I wanted to reach. I guess I could talk about the documentary and the Roblox situation. I watched a few of their videos, but, like, the Roblox one is definitely probably the one that spoke to me the most and had most impact on me, because it's just, like, like, it's literally a fucking multi-billion-dollar company, profiting off of, like, child labor, unpaid child labor, more or less. There's so many scummy things that Roblox does that I wasn't aware of. So, like, I guess I knew the situation was probably bad, but I didn't know the extent to how bad it was. Like, I had no idea how people got paid when they made games in Roblox. I thought, naively, that, like, they were just, I don't know, sent, like, a fucking paycheck in the mail or something. Like, real tender of whatever country they live in. But that is far from the case. So, like, the way it works is you'll make a game for Roblox, and if somehow it gets successful, which is already kind of impossible, but let's pretend that you've made a successful game and people are actually playing it and spending money in it. The conversion from real, like, US dollar, at the very least, to Robux is somewhere along the lines of, like, I don't know, my girlfriend probably knows better than I do, but I think it's like $1 is 10,000 Robux? Is that right? Maybe 1,000 Robux? Somewhere around there. But the point is, I don't even need to fucking go into the exact numbers of it. The point is, people are spending Robux on your game. Like, that's how, like, in-game microtransactions work in Roblox. You'll get a kid that, like, hooks their parents' credit card up to their account and they start spending like crazy, getting Robux. Or they get in the fucking Galleria Mall GameStop, God forbid. And, I don't even know, did I ever mention that the GameStop I worked at was specifically the Galleria Mall? I don't think I ever mentioned that on stream, but there you go, in case I never did. Not that it's that important, I don't work there anymore, and no one I know does. I'm not doxing myself, it's far enough away from my house that I don't really care talking about it. But anyways, yeah, so you get Robux, and then you're presented in a lot of games, like, somewhat forcefully. They, like, shove the Robux purchases down your throat as hard as they can. And then you pay, okay? Because you're like a 5-year-old, right? You're buying everything you can on Roblox. how does that money actually make it to the person who made the game? Good question. The answer is, it kind of never does. Like, sorry to say, but, like, while they give the lie that anybody can, like, literally in the documentary previously for, like, the how to make a game in Roblox page that they had on their website, they had it listed as, like, make tons of money. They removed that because they were called out on it, and it's very not true. Even if you have a successful game, you're likely not to make anything from it. Especially because, like, a lot of these developers are kids and probably don't make decisions very rationally. So, let's get back to it. You made a successful game in Roblox. What actually happens when someone pays Robux to one of your games? You get a cut of it. Roblox takes a hefty cut of that. I don't remember the exact numbers, but Roblox takes a cut of those Robux and gives you less than the full amount of the purchase they paid for. Obviously, that's what cut means. But just to be as explicit as possible, you get less than what they paid for. And then, beyond that, how do you turn those Robux into real-life dollars? A lot of times, most people won't get there because in order to do it, you have to meet the minimum threshold of... Was it? I think it was 1,000. I was going to say 100, but I think it was $1,000 USD. You need to make it to the minimum threshold of 1,000 USD and Robux before you can even ask to turn it into actual money. So, yeah, I mean, not only are you getting a stifled cut from the amount of that people are spending on your game, but beyond that, you can't actually cash in until you have, like, an exorbitant amount of money from it. And also, you don't get $1,000 is, like, the biggest fuck you. And, like, I don't understand how this is legal in the slightest. And apparently, they are just barely skirting the laws. Just because it's an online business, and, you know, if they were doing these practices in reality, it would be entirely illegal. And is, like, there was a literal law banning, like, company money. Like, you couldn't have your own fucking shroot buck for people to buy things in your store exclusively. For a number of reasons, that's bad. But anyways, that's like literally what Roblox is doing. They pay you in their, like, company currency, and there is a way to convert it to real life money, but almost no one ever will. Just because, like, a lot of developers are kids and are probably going to spend some of their Robux immediately. I mean, getting to $1,000 in Robux is huge. To get people to spend over $1,000 on a game you've made, that's, like, a huge accomplishment. Like, I'm sitting at, like, a few hundred for Bounty Below, for reference, and that's, like, I mean, you know, like, the minimum amount of success you would expect from a free-to-play game on Steam that has a microtransaction. That, I mean, the microtransaction doesn't do anything in-game, so maybe that cuts my my stats down a little bit, but still, I don't know. $1,000 is a lot of fucking money to expect people to make before they can cash in. But yeah, so you get $1,000 of Robux. It cashes out for close to $350. So they really don't want to pay you the full amount. They're taking cuts at, like, literally every single possible position. They take a cut when the money is first exchanged from user to, you know, creator. I guess they don't take a cut, but, like, they force you to wait until you get 1,000 Robux, which most kids are going to funnel at least some of those Robux back into the Roblox economy. So, you know, let's take that as a light cut, even though it's not technically a required cut. And then another required cut at the end. They're giving you, like, close to 30% of what you're actually supposed to get for how much money was spent on your game. It's very, very, very disgusting. And, like, there were a lot of testimonials from people who had been in that situation. There was, like, one testimonial they used of a guy who had a somehow fairly successful game that he had made when he was pretty young. And because he was a kid and didn't quite meet that... I've failed this so many times to skirt around the edge of the hitbox there. Because he didn't quite meet the $1,000 he needed to cash out on it. And by the way, another thing is, like, if you ever get any sort of flag on your account ever, you know, it doesn't matter if you were, like, temporarily banned when you were, like, 5 years old because you just, like, spammed in one specific game server. Oh, wow. Wow. I'm done, by the way. With that unfortunate luck, I'm out for the day. I should have seen the shadow and hesitated for a bit, but still, I'm not focused at this point. My fucking elbow hurts. I'm done gaming. I'll complete the Roblox story and then I'm done. But yeah, the guy didn't make it to the 1,000 threshold. And as many kids on Roblox will testify towards, like, the biggest thing in Roblox is, like, looking cool. Like, if you don't have... Like, Cassidy and I got made fun of for no reason just for having, like, the default clothes you can get for free in Roblox. Like, that's all the children do in Roblox is haze you for not looking cool enough. And, like, us being adults, yeah, they called us pores. Us being adults, it doesn't faze us that much, but, like, if you're a fucking elementary schooler and you get made fun of on the internet for not having rich enough clothing, not rich enough blood, then, yeah, that'll probably get to you. And there is, like, a huge market with things valued at hundreds of dollars in Robux. I don't mean, like, hundreds of Robux, I mean hundreds of dollars in Robux. For these, like, very expensive clothing items, because they know exactly what they're doing. They put, like, a limited run on a lot of, like, sometimes sponsored clothing items. So, like, if you really fucking love, like, Maroon 5 and they release, like, Maroon 5 clothes, and you don't get the chance to buy those when they're, like, being sold from Roblox directly, there is a in-game market where other people will try and resell it for, like, absurd amounts of money. And beyond that, there's also apparently, like, a fucking entire hidden Roblox black market, because if you do those trades through Roblox, Roblox takes a cut, so obviously you're getting less out of it from the trade. It's like the same kind of thing that Steam does with their trading system. But again, you know, Steam is for adults and Roblox is for children. Not saying that you can't have a Steam account if you're a kid, but I don't think do they let you engage with the marketplace unless you have an account that's says your date of birth is 18 years old? I don't know if they do, but anyways, not the point. The point is that there's, like, huge sites where people do this, like, outside of Roblox trading. Because you can directly trade people Robux, and you can directly trade people these clothing items. So, technically, just using an outside service API on someone's website, you can organize trades with people without Roblox taking a cut from it. So, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people get scammed that way as well. But anyways, point is, yeah, Roblox fucking sucks, and, like, it's unfortunate that kids are being taken advantage of in this way. But yeah, the story of the kid who didn't ever reach the $1,000 threshold. Maybe he did reach the $1,000 threshold, but because he's, you know, a dumb kid in elementary school probably, he spent it on clothing items that he had, you know, constantly seen in the shop growing up and was like, one of these days I'm going to be able to afford this multi-$100 clothing item. So he did. He did, and he never saw those $1,000, and that's the same story for a lot of children who make games on Roblox. But the other unfortunate side effect of all of this is the fact that Roblox, similar to Twitch, does not do anything to promote smaller creators, and if you just make a game, no matter how good it is, it's probably never going to be played. There are, like, in Roblox systems for advertising your game, but you have to pay Robux for that, and you might never ever see that money return, so it's sad. A lot of the most popular games in Roblox are, like, developed by actual companies, and, like, there's a whole other unfortunate situation that's talked about in the follow-up to the original video that talks about these, like, really shady and gross communities of Roblox developers, and, like, they're all children, and they all take advantage of each other, and it's just, like, I can't recommend anybody ever endeavor in making a Roblox game if you're a kid. It sounds fucking awful, and you won't get anything out of it. Just, like, learn Unity or something. It's good enough. I mean, yeah, kids care about that kind of thing. Kids care a lot about fitting in. And if the idea of fitting in is owning hundreds of dollars worth of Roblox clothes, then, kids are going to ask for that. Thanks for hanging out, Moose. I'm glad you enjoyed it enough to actually stick it through. I know that sounds really sad. It's like, oh, thanks for enjoying me enough to not leave immediately, but it's true. It's genuine. So thanks for hanging out, and yeah, I'll try and stream somewhat sooner than 2 weeks from now. I'll try and actually publish the TikToks I've had sitting in my downloads folder, just waiting to be uploaded. It's so fucking... Especially now that I've, like, kind of given up on the idea that, like, this Twitch thing will ever actually take off. Unless I don't know. My naive optimism is that sometime in the future I'll make, like, a fucking bangin' game that everyone loves, and then I pivot from that into streaming and can live slightly more comfortably. Because even if I did make a successful game, like, that is not a sustainable living on its own. Making games takes a long-ass fucking time and usually does not pay you back. But, yeah, that's gonna be it. I think I'm done here. I'll try and do some of the fucking... It's so annoying doing, like, the administrative work, like setting videos to go live and putting descriptions on them on YouTube, and the TikToks take a lot of editing time. Not a lot of editing time, but I've got, like, 11 TikToks that I have to edit down. It takes, like, a few hours at the very least. I can't be fucked. I'm lazy as hell, dude. The only thing I'm committed towards doing is pressing start streaming and rambling off bullshit for 4 hours, apparently. But that's gonna do it for today. So thanks for hanging out, and bye!